disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Well, welcome everybody to another boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. His good friend, Mr. BDA, and I'm glad that you could be on board for this one. Fellas, in this episode, we got a fantastic one for you. We got a fantastic potential shootout coming this Saturday via the zone from England. Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel Dubois is the main header there. Front and center marquee. I think he's the first guy up on the rotation, so I think it's Dubois versus Wardley. Be it as it may, it should be an interesting one for sure. We also got Pro Box later on at night here on the East Coast. And outside the ring right now, there's a whole lot going on. So we're going to talk about the big fight on Saturday, continuing hype over David Benavidez' destruction of Zurdo Ramirez, what some experts, so-called experts, are saying. Also going to talk about some Zuffa movement and a whole lot more. So before we get down to the fun, you know the drill. If you want to get down and give us a couple of shekels, you're certainly welcome to do so with the Super Chat feature. Although the most important thing is you can hit to like, you subscribe, and you spread that BDA gospel. You can also donate the shekels via, like I said, the Super Chat feature, Buy Me a Coffee app, link in the description below. You can join our Discord for free as well. We got some extra content there, free content that you guys can check out at your leisure. And you can also join the membership program. That way you get more bang for your buck. But like I said, the most important thing is you continue to like, you subscribe, and you spread that BDA gospel. I want to give a big shout out to everybody out there. Oh yeah, excuse me, like Jaime Leiden. First of all, shout out to Jaime Leiden. He's saying there's a Zuffa boxing on Sunday as well. That's right. We got Boachuk versus Shane Mosley Jr. Is that his name, Shane Mosley Jr.? Yeah, he's the junior, right? Yeah. So there's 3 total fights this weekend. Maybe there might be another one that we're missing. I don't know. But the point is, a whole lot of boxing. Shout out to Jaime Leiden, Eparokua. We got Sobers in the chat, keeping an eye on things. Sean Anthony, Rapax Trucking Company, 10-4. We got the Chitlin Distributor, Dark Hay Dog, Observe Consciousness Awareness, Mr. Pelavacas, Rafael Garza, another one of the initiated him and Rapax Trucking Company. Ricardo in the shadow in the house as well. JV. How many more people to come? King KO the Great. That's a shout out to him. And any more people to come that I'm sure we're going to give them a preemptive hello. All right. Let me call a couple of people here, see what we got going. And then we're going to get down to business here because like I said, I'm looking forward to, and by the way, I'm about to open some sparkling water. This is not beer. I can't even remember the last time I drank beer. It's not really comfortable. Are people out there comfortable drinking beer? You know, you drink and then you feel all bloated. You're tired. I'm tired of beer, man. I used to drink it back in the day, long time ago. Now, can't fucking handle it. Refreshing, I must say. Shout out to Ocelotzin Boxing, that's Telkines. By the way, Telkines has been dropping some videos of him training for that potential Never Sober's fight that they're going to have. Although Sobers doesn't believe it's going to manifest, but whatever. On paper, apparently it's going to happen. And I got to tell you, Telkines, a.k.a. Okelotzin Boxing, he's training. He's putting in work, like he said. And he's wearing a Chivas shirt, believe it or not. A Chivas. I'm more of a Cruz Azul fan, but, whatever. I mean, he's representing his colors, so shout out to Telkines for that. Casamigos Cal says, don't lie, BDA. We know it's a White Claw. Yeah, that's why I had to preemptively say that. Now, but listen, we got a lot going on here, and I'm looking forward to. First of all, I don't have much to say about, or I don't think many people are interested in the Pro Box fight as much. So we're gonna start off with that one. Start to get that out of the way. Although it's a fantastic matchup, let me tell you, Pro Box delivering solid fights at bargain prices. That's why they're Pro Box, and they have the success that they have. So let me show it to you here. Hold on a second. So we've got. On Saturday from Pro Box, we get Angelo Leo, always generally exciting, taking on, what's his name? I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Rais Alim, who's 35 years old, so the clock's ticking for him. The last time many of us have seen, or saw rather, Alim was when he fought Sam Goodman over in Australia, mate. It wasn't, unfortunately, at the Gold Coast Convention Center. That would have been a big deal. That would have been, like, if I'm Alim and I would have fought at the Gold Coast, I would have said, okay, that's it, I'm done. I checked everything off I needed to in life, every check mark. From one day to the next, something happens to me. At least I fought at the
Gold Coast Convention Centre.
That's right. And I wish I could be ringside.
Gold Coast Convention Centre.
Watching that fight or this type of main events. But anyway, listen. One day, right? One day. Alim is 35 years old. Clocks are ticking. But if you watch that Sam Goodman fight, yeah, Sam Goodman won it. But it was that type of fight where both guys were just looking at each other, one punch at a time. Neither one really taking the play from the other. Although Sam Goodman, younger, fresher, did manage to outwork him. But he wasn't jumping on Alim, and Sam Goodman did jump on the last guy he fought, that tough Argentinian puncher, the last time out. Didn't do it against Alim. So evidently Alim's got something going for him with those punches. Angelo Lee, on the other hand, most of us remember him from pretty much at this point ending Bernardo Lopez's career, giving him a brain bleed, a hematoma. And the last time we've seen Bernardo Lopez, he's fighting in these Tijuana circuits or over down there in Mexico, getting dropped by amateurs. Didn't he get dropped by an amateur in the last time out that he was in the ring? Anyway, the point is, not doing too good. So that's what Angelo Leo can do. However, there is a caveat to that, is that a lot of people feel he should have lost his last fight, which was against, what's his first name again? One of the Kameda brothers. He was... let me double check here. You guys know. You probably know who it is. Oh, it was Tomoki Kameda. There you go. Tomoki Kameda. And that was a very, that was a close fight. Although Kameda has more, how can I say, he's got more pop. It seems like he's got more snap on his shots than Rais Alim, but Alim is more of a mover. And you know how it goes, fellas. A guy who moves around the ring like that and doesn't really care about entertaining the fans, that is a potential threat on the cards, because you never know. Some judges get hypnotized by that. Pretty similar records in terms of fights. 26-1 for Angelo Leo with 12 knockouts. Rais Alim, 23-1 with 12 knockouts. Unless you think that Alim is only known for losing to Sam Goodman, not so. No, sir, Bob. He's got a win over Vic Pasillas, who was undefeated at the time, Eduardo El Cuete Valles, and recently, he ended up upsetting a Japanese puncher by the name of Mikito Nakano. Now, Nakano, I hadn't ever seen him before or since, but Rais Alim caused him a lot of troubles just with movement. I mean, he was using all that, as much of the ring as he could, let me tell you, to avoid those big punches, but he did end up dropping the Japanese guy. It was more of an off-balance shove, but nevertheless, listen, he hit him and the other guy fell down. That's on his opponent's fault. And so Rais, the Beast Alim, he's got something going for him. Could pull off an upset. If Angelo Leo gives him too much respect, the way he did with Kameda a little bit. Now, he has to, it sounds easier said than done, I know. It sounds overly simplistic, but it's the truth. Alim, he can punch a little bit, but I can see him getting tired if you press him. Some of these dudes, the Japanese guy that he fought last time out was putting a lot of pressure on him, but wasn't letting his hands go. Now, is that because Alim hits harder than expected or that he seems? Maybe. I guess we'll find out on Saturday, but I'm telling you, very compelling fight. Very interesting indeed. Also on that card, Again, not exactly the biggest names in the world, but we got some solid matchups. We got the undefeated Atif Oberton. The hell type of name is that? Taking on Carlos Gongora, the always dangerous Gongora. And also Bryce Taylor taking on Calvin Barnett. And a battle of undefeated super middleweights in Casey Dixon versus Matthew Knorr. So check out that card. Could end up surprising a whole lot of people. Could end up surprising a lot of people indeed. Hold on a second. I'm gotta take care of a little something here. Group has 10 minutes. What is this? Give me 2 seconds here, fellas. I apologize.
Good evening, gentlemen.
All right. Do you still need me to invite the other name there, Silvers? Or
Yes, you can kick this one out if you need to.
yeah, I think I might have to because I'm running out of room here. That's the other thing. That's what's great about Discord is you can have unlimited people when you're doing an open VC, but when you're doing it in a closed room or whatever, it doesn't let you. Doesn't let you.
You can limit the DC as well.
I know you can limit the VC, but here it's not unlimited, right? These type of rooms.
I think it depends on how much you set it to, I guess.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay, could you contact me with your other account because I don't see it here. I got too many messages. It's been backlogged. So I'm gonna get you out of this one. So I open up the free up spaces and just DM me on the Discord.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later. There we go. All right. So as I was saying, yeah, stay on the lookout for that fight. What are people saying in the chat, by the way? Are people even interested in that fight? He says, Chidlin says, BD, you watching Hanky versus Bitchin's Blockbuster? Now, that's the thing, though. I want to get that in there, too, but we might as well talk about it now. On Twitter, Haney and Bill Haney, as well as the Sun, were posting very cryptic messages about getting that bag and big announcement coming or something. So some people were speculating that it could lead to some sort of a Zuffa signing. And if he signs with Zuffa, what's he going to do? Is he going to fight Ryan Garcia? It's doubtful. Some people are saying that it might be a Richardson Hitchens fight, which isn't exactly the most entertaining or appetizing fight out there. But nevertheless, then again, that's the other thing. Some people are saying, well, wait a minute. They're talking about a Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn, and Conor Benn is with Zuffa, so why wouldn't they be able to make the Haney rematch? So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just telling you the rumors that were circulating on the Twitter. What's the other thing I wanted to talk about? So let's get down to the main event here and talk about Wardley versus Dubois. In the marquee, they have it Wardley versus Dubois. Shouldn't it be Dubois Wardley? I guess because Wardley has a title, right? He's got one of those paper titles. People are gonna call him a champion now. Oh yeah, he's a champion. Really? Is he a champion? There's only one champion in that division. That's Alexander Usyk. But anyway, check out this poster, by the way. What is that? Look at that's the best shot. You know, when they do these photo shoots, they take as many photos as they can. They don't just grab one photograph and then go, I will use the ones. They use a whole bunch and then they sort through them and then they pick one, the best of the litter. This is the best photo from Dubois. Look at him. What is that? Why are there so many gaps in between his teeth, number one? Why does he look like a sociopath that's never smiled before? It's like, all right, sociopath, smile. And I'm not telling him to smile. I mean, is that supposed to be a snarl? Listen, I don't know. What do I know, right? Meanwhile, Wardley, he looks like he should be in the movie Apocalypto or something. I don't know. He doesn't look British. So it's a weird poster right there. But I'm telling you what's not going to be weird. The actual fight. It's a fantastic matchup. Check this out. We got Fabio Wardley from the United Kingdom, obviously. Both guys from the UK. Wardley is 20-0 with 1 draw and 19 knockouts. Big knockouts. Daniel Dubois, not too shabby himself. 22 wins, 3 losses with 21 knockouts. Now, on paper, this has to deliver, right? I mean, we were already looking forward to Benavidez versus Zurdo. And although it was one-sided, at least it delivered in terms of fireworks. And so to this Saturday, we have something quite similar. Something that, I'm telling you, if this fight fails to deliver, I'm going to be very disappointed. That's all I'm going to say. But it should be quite interesting. The other interesting thing about this fight is that Wardley is the slight favorite coming to this fight, a narrow, slim favorite going into this fight, about 2-1, about as close and tight as it can get. And you know me, I like tight. It's got to be tight. And that's what this matchup is, let me tell you. But I understand why Wardley is the slight favorite in this one. Because A, he can punch, and B, Dubois has been stopped in all of his losses. Now, technically, he's never really been down and out for the full count. I mean, a lot of people feel they make the argument that he's quit in his 3 losses. The Joys happened because of a fractured orbital bone. So he could have, physically he was still up. He could have stood up, but it's just he couldn't handle the pain. Then against Usyk, he quit from a jab. And then in the 3rd bout, well, he seemed to be more hurt than he had in the first Usyk fight, but he also seemed like he could have gotten up and at least tried a couple of more seconds. But no, he decided to stay down on his knees or on one knee. And so you think, maybe that's why people are expecting, maybe that's why the bookies and a lot of people out there are expecting Wardley to pull it off, because he's just more tenacious, he's explosive, he hits very hard, as we're going to get to later. And Dubois might just lack the minerals to stand up to a guy like Wardley. We got Frank Bay coming in here. Frank A.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have to apologize. When I started doing the show, I saw that you were doing one. I said, oh boy. Hopefully Frank doesn't feel obligated to come here. How long?
Oh, no. Go ahead.
How long did you do the show for?
Just like a half an hour.
All right, but no, yes, you were talking about Benavidez and the whole Benavidez aftermath, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know if we're going to talk about that as much here. So if anybody wants more on that, once we're done here, go check out Frank Bay's channel, Boxing with Frank Bay, if you want more of his thoughts on Benavidez versus Ramirez. We didn't even get a chance to talk about it all that much in the last couple of episodes. I mean, the one that Butcho hosted immediately after the fight was kind of hectic, and the second one even more so. I'm more interested in delving into Benavidez Opetaya or Benavidez Bivol, but a lot of people seem to still be incensed or intent, on talking about Canelo Benavidez and what happened 2-3 years ago. It's like, I don't know. It's people are obsessed with it. They really enjoy that. But right now we're talking about Wardley versus Dubois. You guys want to jump in on this one before I continue?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think it's a good old fashioned heavyweight slugfest.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of, I mean, it's like a matinee thriller, right? Like, it's not gonna be the upper echelon elite matchup, but a lot of times this is great TV. I think as a boxing fan, you wouldn't want to miss it.
That's the thing, though. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are going to miss it. Well, actually, no, maybe not in the 21st century, because people are going to watch it. They're not going to pay for it, but they're going to watch it. And that's the problem, that it's pay-per-view. We got 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Pay-per-view?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Is it part of the Ultimate DAZN package?
I think so, but over here in Canada, we have no such thing as the Ultimate package.
Where they give you $10 off the pay-per-view or what?
Yeah, probably, right? Yeah, that's probably, they better, man. You know what? I usually don't do this, but I think I'm going to be a Karen. I'm going to call and I'm going to say, I want a discount, motherfucker. I'm going to put my best.
Discount.
Actually, that's not a Karen voice. That was my Shaniqua voice, but I might be a Shaniqua too. Why not? Just double it.
I thought that was your Shakur Stevenson voice.
It's very
no,
similar.
you didn't.
I you gotta buy this. I don't know.
I got to pay for the fact.
BDA, you say, the fuck?
Yeah. No, but I mean,
It
it's ridiculous that they're making us pay for 2 fights in a row, because let's not forget that Benavidez Zurdo was co-promotion or co-televised broadcast, whatever, between the Zone and Amazon.
You know, who was that? I think Mirage told us it was $30 in Australia.
Which fight?
And I was like, if that was the Benavidez and Zurdo, I was like, if that was the price, that'd have been a lot more reasonable.
Of course, and that's what they were doing at some point. With the this is not a Riyadh. This isn't a Riyadh season fight, but at least that's what they were doing with the Riyadh season ones. They were pricing them at like $50 or $30, whatever.
It seems a bit strange, BDA, because it looks like I've been feeling this. Like I said, this cultural jihad. Correct, that we've been seeing from the Middle East. They're trying to spend their money, and they've done it they've come to boxing, so now we've noticed. But I've seen them in tennis, I've seen them in golf, I've seen them in racing cars, in the WWE, in MMA. They're trying to put their influence everywhere. Yamahatala. So we've seen them everywhere, right? And there's been like this crashing wave of influence from them. But this is the thing I'm noticing, BDA. Everyone's willing to take their money.
Mm-hmm.
The WWE, these the golf people, these boxers. But you know what I don't see? No one's buying their shit. They're selling, but nobody's buying, right? They're trying to sponsor things, but no one's buying in. No, people aren't consuming their shit. They just don't like what they do.
So what?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one's buying none of these pay-per-views from Turkey, even when he tried to make them cheaper.
Very similar to the PBC in the beginning. They were buying all this this time on network television, and by the time the money dried up, then NBC and all these networks were like, "All right, thanks for the money, beat it." You know, it's like nobody was really interested in that. And but I mean, again, this fight isn't. I understand your point about Riyadh, and it's true. It's. And I think they're pulling out funding from golf. I think they said. And by the way, that's the other thing that confuses me. You got Salah, you got LID or whatever the fuck it's called, LED. You got a bunch of other organizations. I'm getting confused at which one's which. But the point is, this Riyadh season, they're definitely scaling back. And like you said, they never released the pay-per-view numbers. They put on these pay-per-views at City of Wolves, even though it turned out to be crap. But at least they priced it reasonably well, and they never told us the numbers. We don't know how well it did. So I can hear some noise there in the background. What's going on? Is that all right? So yeah, who knows what's going to happen. Now, this is in the Riyadh season card. This is a Frank Warren, a Queensberry card, I believe. And I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of weeks ago, it seemed like Ring Magazine was throwing criticism at them, indirect criticism, saying, oh, they're suing Turkey Al-Sheikh or whatever. They're getting him to court because the Dubois Wardley tickets aren't selling all that well. Well, apparently they are. So this is one of those events where there's no Riyadh involvement and Frank Warren's all on his own. He's got to make this a success if he wants to resist the advances, not saying sexual in nature, but potentially sexual in nature, financially, from Turkey Al-Sheikh, who you never know what he's up to. Very cunning, very surreptitious Turkey Al-Sheikh. Look at him there. Where's my music?
Where's my music? Very seductive. Very seductive Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Look at his eyes. Those wanting eyes. No, but so that's the fight we've got. And again, going back to the matchup here, regardless of the pay-per-view price, I think it's going to be a good one. Now, the undercard's not that great, but unfortunately, if you want to watch it HD, you don't want to be looking for links or whatever, paying is the safest option. But I understand why Fabio Wardley is the favorite in this one, because like I said, Dubois has quit numerous times. 3 times to be more exact. Some people feel he quit. But Wardley, I got to tell you, that's why I also understand why the odds are narrow, because Wardley isn't exactly invincible either. He was getting outworked by Huni. I thought against Parker was very competitive, obviously, because he managed to hurt Parker throughout the fight. But also Parker, I thought he was ahead. And I thought he had Wardley figured out for the most part. And then Wardley scored that barrage, and it was a very controversial stoppage. But nevertheless, he did manage to hurt Parker. But the point remains, wasn't looking all that hot, Wardley. And let's not forget the first Frazier-Clark fight either, where his nose was all busted up. So that's why this fight is so close with the bookies, because we just don't know what's going to happen. Before we continue, shout out to Jay Nels for his contribution with the Super Chat. Shout out to Jay Nels, who says, what flavor crayon do you think... What flavor crayon do you think Daniel likes best? I mean, come on, man. You think he's eating crayons... He's eating crayons and Play-Doh. He's shoving crayons and Play-Doh down his throat. Yeah.
There was an interview that I seen earlier. It was like one of those YouTube shorts. And the interviewer was asking him, how do you feel about this fight? I'm excited. I'm ready. Yeah. What's your favorite thing about boxing? Overcoming? What's your least favorite thing about boxing? And he was talking to Daniel Dubois like he was like I want to say it
like a child psychologist.
Yeah, he was like one of those kids. He like talking to one of those kids that count cookies in the classroom, and that's what they do at school all day. That's how he was talking to him. You know what I mean? Like, what's your favorite flavor? Like you said, what's your favorite flavor of crayon that you want?
You know what? I don't actually think it was an interview. I think it was an evaluation.
I like the blue one. I like the blue one. You know.
Hey, you're cutting off a little bit there. You're cutting off a little bit. So it's a little bit.
Really? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, but you were cutting off a little bit.
Is it still cutting off?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah. Are you on the Bluetooth or something?
The hell? No, I'm on a mic. So I'm wondering why that's happening.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe come log out. I mean, not log out, but jump out and jump back in to the convo here. But what I was going to say, yeah, so that the fight is very interesting. Now, like I was explaining that it's a very close fight with the bookies because both guys are big punchers, both guys are vulnerable, and thus can be taken out. Now, what I think is my gut instinct says that Dubois has some advantages here, chief among them being the jab. Because if you watch the Parker fight and the Clark fight from Wardley, he was eating a lot of jabs. And I know he's training with Ben Davidson, which could end up being a problem instead of an advantage. But what's his name? Davidson does tend to sort of try to change things up a bit. So maybe they're seeing that jab, and they know that the jab is a potential changer or a game changer in this one. Interestingly enough, what's his name? Shane McGuigan, who used to train Dubois, and I talked about this on Friday, I believe. He said that Dubois can win a lot of fights just with his jab alone. But that the guy, every time he would tell him, hey, listen, you got to jab a little bit more, blah, blah, the guy would go, no, I want to trade. And he would the game plan would go out the window. But that jab is pretty good. He was out jabbing Anthony Joshua with that jab. So I think if there's one, and like I was saying earlier, Clark was busting Wardley up in the first fight. So I think Dubois' jab is certainly going to be a formidable weapon here. Vulnerable to counter shots, specifically overhand shots, but nevertheless, we'll see what happens with Dubois. Also, the one thing that's interesting here is Dubois lacks a guard. That's why Hrgovic was constantly catching Dubois with straight right hands. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the type of pop to really end things with one shot, Hrgovic, but he nevertheless managed to get that in there. So Dubois is going to have to tighten up that guard because he relies on his footwork to get out of the way. And if that doesn't work, he might be in trouble. And by the way, speaking of Ben Davidson,
Coming through clearly now?
yes, now a little bit. There's like some. Hold on, let's see. Talk for a good 15 seconds or something.
All right, so this fight between, it looks like this fight between Dubois and Wardley.
Yeah, you're cutting off, man. It's almost like there's interference, and then it's cutting off like that. A little scraggly. Maybe it's. I think it might be a connection issue. I think you're not. It's not well connected, the microphone or something. If it indeed it is a microphone.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Gypsy. What's up, man?
I'm checking out my mic, bro. I'm trying to get everything set up here properly.
Fantastic. Well, let me finish saying something here real quick, and then I want to hear your thoughts on Wardley versus Dubois. I mentioned Ben Davidson. This is Ben Davidson versus Don Charles round 2, because you will recall that when Dubois fought Joshua, Davidson was in Anthony Joshua's corner. He was there ringside. His ass was on the canvas actually through most of the fight. Taking sips out of AJ's bottle of water. They're stealing his own fighter's water. So I suspect that he's itching to get some get back from Dubois. He's seen Dubois up close and personal. So who knows what type of game plan, if indeed there is a game plan, they're gonna enact in this one. So like I said, I'm very excited for this fight. I'm looking forward to it. We got 2 weekends in a row where we got potential firefights. So it should be interesting right there. Gypsy, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this Wardley-Dubois fight.
I've been saying I've been excited for this fight for like a few months, ever since it was announced. I think it's the most exciting fight for me at the time. I think it still probably is, considering when they announced the fight and all the fights that happened in between up until this point. This is like a pretty exciting fight. I think Wardley will beat him. I think Wardley will pull counter his ass because he's faster than him. Even though the last time when they sparred, apparently Daniel had the best of him. But then again, Wardley's the type of guy that learns on the job. So I've seen some stuff that I like from Wardley in the Parker fight. And he's much more defensively sound than Daniel is. Daniel's a stiff object where his head's right there to be fucking touched up. So, he's going to throw something and then he's going to miss and then he's going to get countered with it. And who knows how many. It could be the first shot, or it could be the second, it could be the third. We don't know, but one of those is going to really hurt him, and then eventually you're going to see him fold. That's what I think is going to happen.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. But would you be surprised? How surprised would you be then if Dubois pulled it off?
Not really. I wouldn't be surprised because Daniel got power. And, if he has a good game plan, but he has to be good for a solid I don't know, man. His defense got to be in check. His defense is never really in check. If his defense ain't in check and he fights Wardley, no matter how much success he has, and Wardley lands a few on him, then you see him do the stinky leg. Do the stinky leg. Do the stinky leg. He's gonna get knocked the fuck out. That's what's gonna happen eventually. Yeah, I see that. I don't see Daniel winning this fight, but it can happen. It can happen because if he's got to be good defensively for about, I'm assuming, 6 rounds, and do his work, and he might get the job and knock out Daniel. I mean, Wardley, but knocking out Wardley is no one's yet done it. So that's another different task to do. I mean, he's good at evading. When he's in trouble, he still evades from completely getting knocked the fuck out.
Right.
Ultimately.
Yeah, because that's the thing, though. Is like I understand the rationale from both sides. Whoever's speaking Dubois, whoever's speaking Wardley, but I gotta tell you, man, I would not. Whoever I'm picking, I'm not. I'm a little bit towards Dubois, giving him the edge because I just think he has the tools necessarily to outbox Wardley. But Wardley now, people are saying that he's the British Wilder because he falls behind in this fight, and then I don't know, bam, he pulls it off. So I understand the rationale behind picking him, but at the same time. And by the way, here's another interesting question that I would pose. Who's the biggest puncher that Wardley has ever fought? Because Justin Hooney ain't no big puncher. Neither is Joseph Parker.
Parker is now a puncher.
Exactly.
Parker was not a puncher before. Parker was a guy that liked to do what Tyson Fury does, but a lot less better. He would like to go on the back foot and make you miss and make you pay, but that's how he supposedly beat Andy Ruiz. I think Andy Ruiz beat him. I think he got a gift decision against Andy Ruiz, but not by a lot, by like 1 round or 2. His style is now changed to more of a come forward counter puncher, and he has power. It's not like he don't have a power. That's why he kind of even though I think Wilder wasn't not quite ready to fight Parker. And on top of that, Wilder shot too. So he's shy on the trigger. And they took advantage of that. Parker came in and did what he had to do against him. What was I gonna say? Parker has power now. Parker is a dangerous power puncher. I mean, when you drop a guy like that, the African guy, what's his name? The big fat dude that everybody thought it was like Bakoli, yeah. Well, 1 shot, even though Bakoli was coming in with 2 weeks notice or whatever, at 1 shot you dropped him, and it was the first round, right? Or the second round or something like that. I think it was the first round.
Second, I think.
Yeah, second round. That's power, bro. I mean, I would understand you stopped him in 6 rounds, but in the first 2 rounds. That's power, bro. That he has power.
Now I can
You can tell by his physique, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face the facts. The dude was coming off the couch, literally coming off the couch. But Coley was on 5-6 days notice, not even.
I agree, he was, but
yeah, I think they said he was digging wells in Africa or something.
Come on.
Yeah, he got the call.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, but the way he dropped him, and I think Parker has power now. I mean, to keep Zhang off of you like that, you need to have power. I'm not saying he's fucking crazy power. It ain't no Anthony Joshua power. It ain't even Wilder.
But it's respectable, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's respectable enough.
But now, okay, but let me ask you this, Gypsy. Then would you say Dubois a bigger puncher than what's his name, Parker? Yeah.
Yes. And no, depending on what kind of punch you're talking about. I would probably lean more towards Daniel. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, I would lean towards Daniel, but because Daniel's been known to be a puncher ever since he stepped into heavyweight scenery.
That's what I'm saying.
And his power has developed. Yeah, I agree.
There you go. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So that's what makes this fight compelling because Wardley has never faced this type of firepower. But, however, there is a caveat too that I want to get to. But before I get to that, let's read a couple of comments from the chat here. Jin Ryu says, I expect a steady decrease in ring-sponsored events within the next 2 years. Saudi is getting hammered financially because of the Iranian... yeah, that's the other thing. That's the Saudis' entire plan was, or actually I shouldn't say the entire plan, but a big part of their plan was to finance all these boxing events and then eventually continue bring them over more and more over at Riyadh, and to sort of start and create Riyadh, turn Riyadh rather into some sort of like a Las Vegas attraction. But now, because Iran is essentially exposed that it's defenseless and that the United States will not actually defend their key allies in the Gulf, then it's pretty dangerous. I mean, who in their right mind is going to go out to watch an event there when there could be a bombardment at any moment and then you get stuck there? And not good, not good. King KO the Great says, I thought Fraser Clark beat Wardley in the first fight. Well, it was a draw, right? I don't remember scoring it, but it was indeed a pretty competitive fight. King KO...
I watched that fight. It's based on what that guy said. I don't think Clark won. I think Clark lost that fight by a point, but it's understandable that because it's a point, they give it a draw. Wardley was the more vicious, dominating figure in that fight. He was the guy that landed the better shots, the better overall everything, but he had moments where he let Clark dictate the rounds, and I had it like a draw. At one point, I think he dropped him. That's why he had a knockdown in that fight.
Yeah, he did have a knockdown.
Because of that knockdown, I gave Wardley. I mean, by 1 point. By 1 point. But it happens.
By the way, John Locke is God is saying that this is the difference. If Wardley goes down, he'll get back up. If Dubois goes down, he doesn't get up. I mean, that's been the story, right? Although Dubois did go down against Lorena and got up. But then again, that's another fight. Look, Lorena also had Huni in trouble, but the fact that Dubois almost got his ass knocked out by Lorena, that's what doesn't bode well for him going into this Wardley fight. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm telling you, this is the type of fight that I like because I can't make my mind up about who's going to win. What else was I going to say something about this? Yeah, so don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. It really helps us out. If I remember what I was going to say about the fight, I'll recall it here. Well, actually, yeah, a couple of interesting quotes here, because apparently now that the animosity is starting to grow between these two guys. Apparently, there's Wardley said that, I don't know, he says, I think someone's whispering things into Dubois' ear to sort of try to rile him up for this fight. Also, Wardley sort of criticized Dubois by saying that the fact that Dubois was going to train with Tony Sims, was that his name? Yeah, Tony Sims. And then at the last minute, no, I'm going back with Don Charles, indicates that there's some disorganization going on within that camp. It seems chaotic, he said, and it doesn't bode well, he says. It's not a good sign. But then Dubois has been saying that, look, listen, we just had a little bit of a break after the fight, me and Charles, but then we're back because this is what I feel comfortable with. And they asked him, too, about the fact, he said Wardley is lucky. He simply gets lucky. In other words, he gets lucky with his punching power, but that he doesn't have the skills or the wherewithal to actually do enough to beat the best by decision. He also addressed, Dubois did, the Alexander Usyk rematch fight, that catastrophic rematch that he had. He says, I fought against the best fighter of a generation, so I'm not really down or nothing. I'm just thinking about how we move forward and about a lot of personal things. Lessons learned are that he's a great southpaw. He's a great southpaw champion, and I've got to go back to the drawing board and come back again. Well, there you go. A lot of cliches there. You know, he's a great southpaw, great champion. Got to go back to the drawing board.
Daniel was trying to get emotional for this fight. He knows what is happening. He's just trying to like somehow be like, oh, this is the moment, bro. This guy is my enemy. He's trying to like make this thing in his head where, you know, I have to do everything to beat this guy. He is just standing in my way. He's gonna take food off my kids' my family's table. So to rile himself up to be at his peak against this dude, because if he's any less, I mean, even at his peak, he's gonna lose. But if he's any less, he's gonna get fucked up, and he knows it. Because I mean, if Wardley was in that same situation that he was in with Usyk, he would find a way out of it. I'm just saying, he's gonna move laterally. He's gonna do everything possible not to get KO'd by Usyk at that same situation. But he doesn't have that. he knows he doesn't have it. His defense his offense is great, but his defense is questionable by a lot. I mean, like his chin, his head does not move from that one specific spot, and that's why AJ fucking clipped him at the later part because his head don't really move from that spot. It moves, but barely. Like it's always there to get hit, and that's why he was a punching bag for Usyk. Realistically,
good point.
It was just easy. Yeah,
You know what?
Usyk got hit,
And I'll say this, and it might be weird, so I might have to explain it a little bit more. I think because Wardley's hittable too. He likes to try to do that James Toney's shoulder roll imitation, and it doesn't really work out. He always gets hit with the first shot and flush. But I think that's what makes him dangerous. And allow me to explain why. He's hittable, and so he's right there too. He doesn't really move the head. He just tries to roll with the shots, Wardley. But then that's the trick. That's the danger. His opponents so far think, oh, he's easy to clip. I'm gonna keep going and going. Well, you keep throwing your hands against him. Eventually, he comes back with quick counters, and that's how he gets his opponents into trouble. So yeah, it seems paradoxical, but nevertheless, it's dangerous.
He rolls a lot.
Exactly.
He rolls a lot with the shots. But he does get clipped. He rolls. I don't know. Maybe he does have a decent imitation of James Toney, because James Toney does roll a bunch, but then he gets clipped with one.
Mm-hmm.
So like he does have a good imitation of James Toney. It just he does get hit, but he rolls with a lot of these shots, and his durability is yet to be broken.
I will say this though, I was rewatching the Dubois Miller fight, and I had forgotten because I hadn't seen it since about 3 years ago. Dubois with those headbutts against Hrgovic, it wasn't just in that fight; it was against Miller too. He would dip down with his hands up, and then you know how boxers try to go head to head, and they'll plant their heads against one another, and then they'll trade. He would do it, but coming upward. So his big ass melon head would ram up against Miller's own sizable head, and the referee warned him about 3-4 times, but never did anything about it. So Dubois, look, listen, I mean, either he's doing that unintentionally, he doesn't know any better, like the type of special guy that he is, or he knows exactly what he's doing by any means necessary, coming straight out of his own mouth. So.
You know what that is? That was a protection plan for Anthony Joshua because Filip Hrgovic is much more dangerous of a threat than Daniel Dubois was.
Is that right?
And then they fucked up because AJ's chin is cracked. I mean, he's deteriorated at this point. So he got hit with one left hook, and that was all she wrote. He couldn't recover off of that. Filip is a guy that would just keep coming and coming. He was still in that fight. They just bullshit waved it off because of some bullshit cut, bro. He was in that fight. Filip is not an easy guy to knock out. Like if anybody's gonna knock him out, I would say Moses Atamo is, but it's gonna take a lot of battering before he takes him out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Filip
yeah.
is a tough SOB, man. You saw with Zhang, man. He took their shots, even though that was like him not at his best when he fought Zhang, and I think he beat Zhang by a few rounds. It was not he was gonna make Zhang quit in the later part of that fight. Zhang doesn't want that. He never wanted a rematch with him.
Are you sure about that?
Oh yeah, but bro, he said I'll fight you in China.
In China, hold on, you gotta say China.
China number one.
No, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that Zhang had said no. I thought from what I heard in his interviews, he was like, yeah, me one rematch. So I thought he was adamant about wanting a.
Nah, he never wanted a rematch with that dude, bro. He never wanted that. Filip would have. He would eat his soul because he just keeps coming. He's like a Terminator, Croatian Terminator. But the thing is, he has weaknesses too. He's lethargic in the fight. He loses focus. As he loses focus, he gets tagged a lot.
Okay, what are you saying, focus?
I didn't say focus, but if you want me to, I can say
no.
I don't know. Okay, I said focus and focus with the O and the C in the middle. Yeah, he's a guy that he's a threat. He was a threat to Anthony Joshua, big threat. So they took him out by some bullshit ass cut.
They took him out.
Yeah, Turkey out shake.
All right, but what people in the Discord were saying, this was during the Hrgovic-Joyce fight, that Hrgovic seems to have a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for here? For lack of a better term, he's got some bitch in him. That's the way they say it now in the streets. That's what
Nah,
hurt
he
you.
ain't got no.
All right.
He's far from that. The thing is, he does lose. Let's say he's lethargic, and he ends up like when he got clipped with Zhang, he would like because his mind would not be there. It's like, damn, I don't want to, because his dad passed away. That I think that fight, like before that fight ever took place, he was not quite there, but he kept coming back. It takes a lot to take that dude out. I mean, you really. That is a BS stoppage with Daniel Dubois. That's not a real stoppage.
Well, listen, I mean,
Punish.
it's certainly going to be interesting to see what happens, man. Because I mean, this all could be a moot point or moot points coming by the time Saturday comes along. By the way, shout out to PG Design for his contribution with the super chat. He says this is the fight to introduce new people to boxing, guaranteed KO ending, and likely fight of the year. Slightly leaning to Dubois by mid-fight KO, since Dubois has more polish. Wardley is crude. Well, that's an interesting prediction there. That's for sure. And though Pugilis, so thank you, Pugilis, for your contribution. Now, I'm afraid of one thing, though. Sometimes something seems like such a good thing that turns out to be just that, too good a thing. I still remember when, I think this was what, 2015, I want to say? Might have been 2016, 2015 or 2016. Miguel Berchelt, who had 2 wars against Francisco Vargas, was going to fight, I forget his first name, Takushi Miura. I don't know if you guys remember Miura. He'd gone to war against Vargas too. And they were going to fight on HBO, Berchelt and Miura. And people were like, whoa, this is a can't-miss fight. In fact, I told people, I embarrassed myself. I told people, this is going to be a good fight, watch. And what happens? Berchelt all of a sudden decides that he wants to preserve some brain cells, and he starts boxing. And it was a very boring fight. Very boring fight. Especially considering the expectations. That's when I really cemented itself in my brain. Lower expectations. And so I'm trying to, again, like Pugilist Science said, this is a good fight on paper, guaranteed fight of the year or near guaranteed. But what happens if that's precisely the problem? What if both guys go, I know this dude hits hard. Maybe I'm going to play it safe. Maybe that's what Wardley thinks, and Dubois thinks the same thing. And they go, all right, let's not,
I'm telling you, maybe Daniel would think like that. But that babyface assassin, Wardley, that's what I gotta call him, babyface assassin, bro. He looks like a thug from back in the day, like the 1930s, when he was dressed up like one. Remember I showed you a picture?
Yeah.
That dude is gonna. He's not playing that game. He's going for the KO. He's gonna. If Wardley don't want to fight, it's okay. He will fight. He'll bring the fight out of Wardley if Wardley has any fight left in him.
You're very high on Wardley, it seems.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out with this guy's angle because
he's angle.
He always does have an angle.
Bro. I like
He's
boxing.
trying to find a way to hype up the Fury. Like what? So that's
I'm not hyping.
what's the angle on this?
I like how Frank always looks at things as if somebody's trying to scam him. It's like, what's your angle, pal?
Bro, I'm not trying to scam you. This is an FPTV, bro.
The boxing game is a hustle.
Frankie, I'm not talking about because I'm hyping Fury. Fury has nothing to be Fury.
No. There's a way that this makes Fury look better. That's what you're trying to.
How though? But how's this making Fury better?
That's what I'm asking you. Like, how are you framing this so to make sure your guy looks like the top dog?
Oh my God. This one thinks I'm gonna have like some kind of plan. Boom, bam. See that Wardley and Fury's better than them. Oh, see that? Boom. No.
Gypsy's the mastermind.
Bro, I'm pretty good at shit like that. I know what you're talking about, but this is not that. I like what I see. I enjoy what I picked Parker to beat him, but I was impressed by this dude's resilience. He has like probably the best chin in the heavyweight division. Probably. I'm not gonna say 100%.
Well, speaking of attributes,
because Philip is right there too. Philip is right there. I think Philip and him would be like
Philip.
Bang.
Like,
Philip,
you know the guy. Listen, speaking of attributes, man, I read an article here in Montreal, a local article about the Armenian, whatchamacallit, the less than reputable organizations from the Armenian community, if you know what I mean. The ones that sort of, gasoline, stealing gas and all that. And they were talking about it. They're pretty cunning. And so I think, I don't know, maybe Gypsy's got a little something going on there too with his cunning. With his own innovations. He's trying, like Frank is saying, maybe he's trying to big up Wardley in a way to tie that up to Fury. Now I'm curious to see, if by the Saturday comes along after the fight, how is indeed Gypsy going to try to tie this up to Fury? Very interesting to see.
Bro.
Okay.
I'm not. There's nothing to do. I mean, Fury has already tagged in with AJ. I mean,
Right.
that's like. I mean, that's already. I thought that was never gonna happen, but it's still probably questionable whether it will happen or not because AJ will get in there with that. What is his name? Palanga.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Verga
Yeah,
larga.
whatever. A lot of guy, whatever his name is, bro. That guy, he's probably we might catch him once and that'd be it.
Yeah,
And there you
Gypsy. I
go.
saw that dude. Verlarga, whatever, Verga larga. He is. I mean, maybe I watched an old fight. He's improved since then, but he is horrible. I mean, Joshua should take this dude out. I think maybe Joshua's gonna start out slowly, try to get a couple of rounds in. But yeah, I mean, he should.
I hope so.
But he
I
should.
don't want. I'm not trying to promote the AJ. I don't want. I'm not. But the thing is, I hope he does it because that way we can finally seal the deal with this fight, man, and we can actually get it. But I'm not sure, man. His chin is so cracked. I wouldn't be surprised if that fool catches him once and be like, it's done. I mean, like he got power. That dude, I noticed he got decent power. He just sucks. But he has power. He's got to be. AJ got to be cautious.
Well, I tell you what, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk more about that. I mean, I guess we have to talk about it. But how much? How much can we talk about the Joshua tune-up? I will say this though. People were talking about Dubois and they were referencing his that he's from zero to he has two personalities or two behaviors. He's calm and he looks like there's cartoons playing in his head constantly if he's not talking, or he tries to be mean. And I mean, I'm just gonna show you straight off the bat here. This is an interview he did with Errol Hawani. This is part of it, all right? And you guys tell me what's going on here because I can't figure it out.
I feel like you don't like me very much, Daniel. That's my feeling.
Really?
I feel like you don't like me, yeah.
Why you say that, man?
I'm one of the, well, I feel like you don't like me. It's a vibe here that I'm getting.
It's not.
It's not?
I'm in just fight mode, man.
I was watching you against Joe Joyce and I said it's bullshit the way they're treating you, the British public, the British media, the way they're talking about you. I had your back. I was taking bullets for you here.
That's bullshit. I don't even know why you're bringing that up.
I'm trying to tell you that's why I was one of your supporters. I was on the front lines on your behalf.
You see what happened there? There's two things going on here. El Hawani is being very sneaky, like a oily snake type of thing. And I know you're not that's my new thing now. People talk about snake oil. I actually call people now to really make him look slimy, oily snake. Hawani, I think a lot of people have said that. I'm not the only one. I don't understand what happened preceding this specific part of the interview. But why is he talking about it? I get the feeling you don't like me. What do you mean? I don't know. It's just the vibe. He sounds like a woman. I mean, I'm sorry to say.
He's acting like he's getting his bullets, bro. Like, he ain't getting no bullets. Shut up.
Exactly, yeah. But then Dubois, too, you notice what happened there, too. Hawani tried to save it and try to create some rapport with Dubois by saying, no, listen, after the Joe Joyce thing, when people were criticizing you for quitting, I defended you. But Dubois, he's so out of it that instead of him realizing that what Hawani was saying was actually a compliment, he was trying to say, no, look, I defended you during that. All he could focus on was the Joe Joyce fight, the fact that they mentioned something negative that happened in his life. That's all he associated, the negativity of that. So it's almost like he's autistic in a way. It's like all he heard was Joe Joyce, and he associates that with a negative part of his life. So he's like, why would you bring that up? Like he thought it was just bringing it up is an insult. I'm telling you, this dude is he's weird. I don't know what's going on with Dubois, man.
I'll tell you what's his problem. He's a very emotional guy. I mean, he doesn't really have much of a cerebrum up there. As you can see, his head is kind of small compared to the rest of his whole body. So he gets triggered very quickly, and he gets his emotions to go wild up, and he can't even fucking think straight. So he automatically mentioning Joyce, he's already like thinking how to defend himself. He's so emotional. Instead of just fucking like, wait a minute, let me hear out what he's got to say. And
exactly.
Then answer. Like he's not calm. Like he's very emotional. Like I don't want to call him a chick. No, it's more of a.
He's like a T-Rex. He's big and strong. You know, massive strength. Unfortunately, his brain is the size of an acorn, and he drools when he talks. So,
my goodness. By the way,
that's what you're trying to say, right?
That's exactly what Gypsy's trying to say. Yeah. But by the way, exactly. Gypsy, is this you, man? Because Chidlin Distributor says, I have to read this illegally. I have to read the super chat. He says, such an emotional Jew as usual. I mean, hey, listen, let me put up the disclaimer here. I don't want to offend our greatest ally there. You know, they're really dedicated now to taking down streams more than ever and social media platforms. I just want to put the disclaimer.
Is
out
that
there.
real? Is real? Is that real? Is real? Is it real?
I mean, listen, I'll tell you this: that super chat, I think it was done in jest. I think it's satire. I maintain that it is satirical. I am not laughing at it because of the anyway. Whatever. What the fuck? Anyway, listen, we're gonna move on. But shout out to Chilling Distributor for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Hopefully they don't come down on us. And let's see what happened there with Dubois. I think that was it.
Yeah. Yo, thanks. Thank you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the thanks. Okay, well, I think you want to go.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Can you give me? No.
Yo,
Yes.
nah.
Oh, you want to stay?
What are you trying to say, man? This is getting awkward right now.
I can't tell.
Pull this shit off.
Okay, I think he's out.
He just goes, let's turn this shit off. He turns the camera off. Dubois, I'm telling you, Dubois is a weird guy, man. But that's nothing, man. That's nothing. There's another clip here, and I see Frank also posted it here. This is Daniel Dubois, and again, I can't blame him here because they're asking him those type of fucking dumb questions that they always pull out on Fight Week, like what would a mean on Saturday mean for you? He's like, can you? I mean, these guys are fucking cranky from training and all that. They're in fight mode, like he said. Check this clip out here. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up here.
Are you excited?
Where's the sunset?
Yeah, I'm ready to fight.
Let me boost the volume here.
Are you excited? Yeah, I'm ready to fight. Yeah, you love it. You love the destruction, the power, the blood. Yeah. It makes you smile. Yeah. Well, it's what my job is. It's what I do. What's your favorite thing about boxing? Winning, overcoming your obstacles, everything about it. Yeah. And what's your least favorite thing? I can't say. Is this do I need to do this interview? What's going on? Yeah, let's cancel it. That's it. Yeah. What's the next one? Yeah. Do I need this thing on? I'm not. You're taking a fucking. Why?
So, okay, I don't know why the sound is so low. I tried boosting it as much as possible, but the interviewer, and I would really like to know, was he the official DAZN interviewer or somebody? Because he's asking him, like, this is the clip I think also that Sobers was referencing. What's your favorite thing in boxing? What's your least favorite thing? What's your favorite color? It's like Dubois actually felt himself. Like, yeah, why you talking to I think he got enough self-awareness to go, this is ridiculous. What's going on here? And then
it wasn't ridiculous.
It was. What are you talking about?
You could look at it that way. You could look at he's a journalist. He's gonna say he's trying to come up with the right any kind of question to get some kind of publicity here.
What's your favorite part about boxing? That's the best question he could come up with.
I've heard motherfuckers ask that to all kinds of fighters. I mean,
and it's just as ridiculous then.
His answer should have been like pain, but instead it was like fucking, I don't know, they overcome it and shit, which is okay, it's fine. But he said, what you don't like about it is like you should have said nothing, absolutely nothing. He's like, I don't know. And you know what he's trying to do while walking out and that? He was trying to have like his Mike Tyson moment.
You know what, Gypsy? That's a good point though. See, that's the difference between Gypsy and the rest of people. Gypsy is like a mountain. It seems like it's immobile and you can throw insults at it, but the mountain, even though it's immobile, it's very, very, very strong. And that's what Gypsy would have laughed at those questions off, and he would have replied with something innocuous like pain or something funny.
You mean like a serial killer would in those interviews?
No, I didn't say serial killer. No, I didn't say serial killer. But what I'm saying is, Dubois doesn't have your mentality, Gypsy. He's probably pissed off, like you said. He's kind of emotional. And maybe he felt like, hey, this guy's trying to insult me. Like, because it's true. Look, listen, I not everyone's like you, Gypsy. If they would have asked me those questions, I would have been too like, what where's the hidden camera? Like, is this a prank or something for YouTube? Like, what's the favorite thing about fighting? What's your least favorite part?
It's not like you're going down an elevator and a dude touches your fucking arm going on the opposite side. It's not like you're gonna lose your shit. You know. Have you seen those fucking videos
the YouTube pranks? Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube pranks. It's not like that, bro. It's not like you're like going down the escalator and then the other side of the escalator is going up, and some fucking random ass dude touches you and just to get a fucking video.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. This is like regular fucking questions. If someone's asking you, it's for publicity. It's for your fame. And I know what he did. He did it intentionally. He acted like he's Mike Tyson. The fuck you asking me for? Like he's trying to act like something that he's not because I mean, there was no. I mean, I get it. You feel stupid, but that's because you are stupid.
Oh,
It's
wait a
like,
minute.
that's the difference. Sorry.
Wait
Yeah,
a
you
minute.
put the triple D.
What's going on here?
I don't know what that triple D stands for.
He sounds sus. Calm that.
Yeah. So like I don't know, bro. That wasn't for me. I wouldn't got pissed off on some kind of question.
Yeah,
like
you're
that.
right.
But Mike Tyson got pissed off for real shit because like they were trying to get him for like acting like a crazy man or whatever, like or a sex offender or something like that.
But Gypsy, I understand what you're saying. You're making a good point, but you can also understand why. I mean, again, that's probably not the first interview he did. He's got a whole bunch of interviews lined up. It's fight week. There's media obligations. And these guys don't want to do that. So imagine you're kind of cranky already. You're sitting there interview after interview, and this dude starts asking you, what's your favorite fight? What's the least favorite thing of fighting? I mean, I understand your point, but I also understand Dubois' point. Now, I don't know which one. I mean, I do agree ultimately that he should have done what you're saying. But I mean, come on. It's Daniel Dubois. He doesn't have that.
If you really want to fuck with him, it'd be like, what's your favorite things about boxing? Apples. Just make up some random ass shit.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Just mess with him, man. Like that's what I would do. Like if you think he's offending you, like go ahead and start talking shit, and they were like, "Are we done with this conversation? I'm out of here." And if he has no other questions,
You know, that's
if you
sometimes.
really think,
Sometimes that's how I feel with this show. Sometimes I think your questions, you guys' questions, are kind of dumb. To tell you the truth, I feel like it's all beneath me. I'm a rock star. I'm a superstar, and you guys ask me stupid questions. That's why sometimes I end the show early because I go, do we have to do this? Do I have to deal with these people? No, I'm kidding. Obviously, of course, I'm kidding. I'm not a prima donna. I appreciate you guys coming on here. In fact, one thing that I wanted to hear from you, because we didn't get a chance to talk about this in the last two shows, because it was all about Benavidez' destruction of Ramirez, was about the Nakatani Inoue fight. Did you guys catch the fights, and what were your thoughts on it?
I said just say just real quick about the Dubois thing. Sorry,
Sure.
Backtrack. Is a lot of times these fighters, they don't have media training, but in these situations, man, these guys, they really need to have better attitudes because there's going to be a time when they're going to want those interviews. And then those guys are going to look, those interviews, the people that are doing it in the media are going to look at you like, you're old news, bro. Kick rocks. Like,
what's the same, Frank? The people you meet on the way up or the people you're going to meet on the way down?
Exactly. Yeah, man. I like you see these boxing expos. I think they just had one, and you'll see guys, and it's kind of sad, man. Is that they're waiting for people to come up to them to ask questions and get interviews, and they're kind of just ignored. And it's like, damn, you had your shot, man, at these interviews and these fans, and you need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's true though. But Dubois is just not the most articulate person out there, or the most personable. Like Gypsy said, there's something off with this guy. I mean, this is the last person you want speaking to the media because he just doesn't really have that much to say.
Too.
In fact, I maintain he shot himself in the foot before the first Usyk fight when he kept saying, by any means necessary, by any means necessary, by any means necessary. And then he was talking about, after the fight, he hit him, Usyk, with a bunch of low blows, and there was a whole point of contention was it a low blow, the one that ultimately fell that toppled Usyk? And you could always go back to the video and say, you see, he did it intentionally. He hit him with a low blow because that guy, he doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't think before he says those things. So he shouldn't he needs a handler. He needs a wrangler.
There it is. Read a cue card or something.
Exactly. Shout out to Chitlin Distributor, real quick. Shout out to Chitlin Distributor who says, for his contribution with a super chat, and he says, what's your favorite crayon to eat? Yeah, imagine that's the question, man. Hey, what
I always thought it was eating glue.
I always thought it was eating Play-Doh.
That too, right?
I guess I think we've all seen people do weird things. Oh, the people eating insects too. There was a guy on Coast to Coast who said he used to eat pebbles.
Bro, he's the missing link of the human evolution.
I just collected bugs. I don't know. Maybe I was a weird kid like that. I collected bugs. I'd put them in my pocket, try to make them fight. That's just, I don't know. That's weird.
You guys never noticed that he's the missing link of the human evolution?
Come on.
Bro, like his face is so,
But wait. Okay, just real quick. not to get off, but don't we want our fighters to be kind of blocks? I don't want my fighter thinking too much.
That's a good point.
No, man. You got to have a thinker a little bit, man. You can't be a complete dumbass going in there. You look stupid. You look retarded.
Gypsy,
Like,
this ain't the Marines. This ain't the Marines.
Yeah,
A good Marine is a
Clado. Like that guy Richard Torres. It seems pretentious, right? I do ballerina. I read poetry. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Exactly.
You didn't say that? Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
I want him like whipping steaks, slapping people. I want that shit. Now that I think about it.
I think I agree with you, Frank. Yeah, I mean, we want a guy like Dubois who just say, listen, you feed him, train him, get him in the ring, and then repeat the process.
Oh, my dad saw that fool for the first time. He's like, that's one ugly motherfucker.
Ah, man, now I know where you get your attitude from your father. Yeah. My goodness gracious.
Racist.
No, it's not. I mean, no, he doesn't say that anybody else, any other black, but that dude, he looked at him like, dude, that is one ugly motherfucker.
Oh, jeez, Luis.
I could not disagree. I'm like, I wanted to defend him. I'm like, but you're right. He is one.
You can't argue with your father, that's for sure. The old man knows what he's talking about. By the way, shout out to Jerry. He's saying, where is that mouth breather who calls himself after me? He calls himself Smokey. Yeah, where is Smokey? He hasn't called in.
He was funny. I thought he was funny.
Yeah, but there were some people in the Discord in the panel believed that maybe he was trying to be a parody of Jerry and NPR.
I think he's somebody that we know that was able to disguise his ways.
I got a couple of guesses too, but I'm not gonna say them now. We'll save it. We'll save it for another show, I guess. Try to create some excitement, build some excitement.
Smokey.
But shout out to Jerry. I missed Ringside Reporter yesterday, so I don't know if Jerry called in. It's always one of the highlights of the show. Speaking of highlights, so Nakatani versus Inoue. It ended up doing, this is what somebody posted on the Twitter. Somebody on Twitter said that this is that fight over at the Tokyo Dome ended up being the 4th largest gate ever in a boxing match, for a boxing match. The 4th largest gate. I had to look it up, and apparently it's true, but let me just put up the tweet here because it says WON is reporting that Inoue Nakatani had a reported 55,000 attendance and a gate of 32 million. For reference, the biggest fights, one of the biggest was, for example, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I think that's still the biggest one. That was $70-something million. But this one falls right in the middle of between that and some of the Canelo fights. So this is actually pretty. I mean, again, a lot of people are tweeting out, okay, so remind me again, why does Inoue have to fight in the U.S.? Because that's what some people on Twitter were saying. Well, he hasn't fought in the U.S. until he fights in the U.S. He can't be pound for pound number one. It's like, who? What? Where is that written, by the way? What is that rule? So anyway, this just completely disproved that.
These guys are very talented. What I saw from there, majority of the fucking boxers in the world, 99.9% do not have that capability. Both of them, even though it was not as thrilling as we like to have, like with Zurdo and Benavidez, which was a one-sided whoop down. This was a very high level boxing, bro. Like, they were not a brief second, they were out of focus. Not even a brief. I mean, just every second they were there to counter, to slip, to just move out the way. Everything. It was like really intense. The fight was intense to watch for, I guess, a hardcore, but not for like anybody that's that will fall asleep for watching this because they don't understand what's going on in the ring. This was an intense fight, but I edged it, and I'll keep saying it. I edged it to Nakatani.
Wait a minute.
Nakatani pulled it off. Yes, a lot of these like fanboys. I know, man, but that doesn't take anything away from.
I was just about to agree with Gypsy for once, and then he goes off the rails.
No. You're agreeing with me on the sense of how good they were, but on the decision wise, I believe the wrong man won, but it doesn't take anything away from Inoue's greatness. Because even if he lost to Junto's in my eyes, Junto's better than Dimitri Bivol. He's like neck and neck with Arthur's different style, but neck and neck in Arthur caliber of fight, Arthur Beterbiev. He is better than Dimitri Bivol, and he's taller and bigger, and he was able to go 7'5", 8'4". Inoue was able to go 7'5", 8'4". That is impressive. By Inoue standards. So even if he does lose to someone like Junto, he's still pound for pound number one for me because he's done it in 4 divisions, much smaller men, and he's got a better resume when you stick it out there. But Junto did beat him. That's his kryptonite. Junto is a phenomenal boxer.
Now, I was going to clarify something I said earlier about the attendance because I conflated two things. I was talking about pound for pound and the fact that Inoue doesn't really need to fight in the U.S. to be a star. So, but I'm going to clarify that later. I think you guys understood that I wasn't trying to conflate both, but what I was saying was that Inoue essentially, as a pound for pound number one, as long as he fights the best, whether it's in Japan, Mongolia, whatever, that's what counts. And what definitely counts for him financially is the fact that in Japan, he's a lot of yen. He makes a lot of yen over there. Now, as to what Gypsy's saying, Frank, what do you think about that? He's saying Nakatani, well, he's saying that it was a good fight, tactical fight that he enjoyed, but that he disagreed with the decision. What do you think about those two things?
I hate to say this, agreeing with Gypsy. No, me personally, I'm gonna stake my neck in the line. I know people said it was boring. I felt it was exciting. It was tense. I thought it was an intense chess match. I know I talk shit, but to me it was because it wasn't a chess match like who can out jab each other. I think they both knew they could get knocked out, and that's what kept me on the edge of my seat, is that knockout could happen any time. We seen Inoue like darting in and Nakatani barely missing. I mean, they were just like, it was a classic match. I also agree with Gypsy. I thought it was close, but I'm not going to go as far and say that he won. I thought it was close, and then the headbutt, and then the last 2 rounds, Inoue supposedly broke his jaw, pulled it out in the last 2 rounds. And you know that by the scorecard, went 15-13. Now, people are saying it's boring. I don't know. For this one, I'm going to say I was entertained. So, hate me if you want.
Interesting. I mean, first of all, I think he broke the orbital. He fractured the Nakatani's orbital. And I don't think it was a jaw. Could be wrong.
Is that confirmed, though, BDA? Because, I mean, people are saying that Zerto's they're saying he was like, his whole face was broken, too. I mean, people are putting out a lot of things, and I didn't see that confirmed anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't think anything was broken. I think what happened was his face was perfectly fine up into that 10th round when he got headbutted. And then Inoue took over in the 11th because of the headbutt. But in the 10th round, he was also, Nakatani was outlanding him. But in the 11th round, because of the cut, Nakatani decided to be on the back foot and block most of the shots, but he got clipped with a bunch of them. And then on the 12th round, I think Junto, he edged it out. He pulled off that 12th round. I think overall, it was like the first 4 rounds were like, you can give it to Inoue, but they were kind of swing rounds for the first 2. And then you go from round 5 to 10, I thought Nakatani was outboxing him. It was very difficult for Inoue to get in there. He was getting his licks in, but he was getting countered with bigger, better shots. The better shots I saw came off of Junto, not from Inoue. Inoue's landed some good shots, but the best shots.
Okay, let me help you, Gypsy. See, this is something you don't. Let me help you out. Like, come on.
And then it's like so. It's like
come on, dude.
I'm gonna finish it. 5 to 10, I gave it to 5 to 10. I gave it to Junto, and the 12th I gave it to Junto. Everything else is Inoue's or whatever, whichever way you want to have it.
Okay, can I help you out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Help me help you. Is that okay, BDA? Sorry
Absolutely.
to cut you off.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Because I'm seeing, I read the chat at the same time. Okay, the first 6 rounds, people are saying Nakatani didn't do anything. But if you look, Inoue didn't do much. He didn't do very much. Now, this is something we talk about all the time, about aggressors and back foot bitching it. The reason they gave Inoue those rounds is because he was the aggressor. I can understand that. But I'm going to say there was there was at least 3 swing rounds in between those first 6 rounds that would have made the fight close. Damn near, could you say, dead even going into the 10th, 11th, and 12th, especially the championship rounds. So I'm hearing back feed.
Yeah, fool, we're hearing ourselves on your feed, man. But go ahead, Frank.
Okay, so it was an intent. The first 6 rounds. I mean, Nakatani stopped the blitzkrieg. I mean, Inoue was frustrated. There was a point in the I don't know if it was the 9th and 10th, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong or someone confirm. Inoue, I swear he looked up and started praying, and then that's when the headbutt happened.
I mean,
the fight was terrible.
Bro,
fight was terrible. Inoue won almost every round.
Let me say this.
It was garbage.
Okay, whatever. For you, it's
exactly what I thought it was gonna be. I remember I said that's gonna be a chess match, and then the other one's gonna be way better.
I don't remember you saying that. I
did.
don't.
That's gonna be a chess match.
He said
BDA,
he's
do you
gonna
have
walk
tape
him
on
down,
that?
bro.
We're gonna have to check the archives. We're gonna have to check the archives.
It was Inoue coming forward. This guy literally did nothing for like 7 rounds. He threw. I mean, he was off the mark. He was very close to landing some of these counter punches, but he missed almost all of them. For the first 7 rounds, he landed nothing. And then, Inoue's the only one coming forward and landing punches. So who do you give it to? It goes to Inoue. It was a no-brainer.
Inoue wasn't landing much the first 6 rounds. You can look at the stats. He didn't land anything.
Well, I mean, look, he's fighting a guy who's just trying to counter punch.
No. But how do you tell me? No. Wait, Gypsy, stand by, and then you can counter. Stu. I'm gonna call you Stu from now. Stu.
Oh.
He didn't land anything the first 6 rounds himself.
Who didn't land anything?
Inoue.
The only guy landing punches in there for the first 6 rounds was a guy named Inoue.
He didn't either, though. Look at the numbers.
Yes,
he didn't land very much. No, he didn't. You can look at they were comparatively even.
He was the only one landing. The other guy was doing nothing. Literally,
he was coming forward. I mean, I'll give you that. He probably won it by just being the aggressor, but it wasn't because he wasn't. He wasn't. The numbers don't prove you right. No, they don't.
Sitting him to the body, sitting him to the body with jabs and straight right hands. The other guy was doing nothing except throwing, an attempt at a counter punch every like 3 minutes at the end of a round, in the middle of a round, and miss every single time.
Can I help you out over here and get your mind to be awoken? Can I awaken your mind a little bit?
Yeah, people actually waited for that shit too. That's crazy.
This fool, Inoue, had inswelling on up until like the 7th, 8th round. Nakatani didn't have anything on his fucking face for the 7th, 8th rounds. He was outboxing him.
He was out. Dude, you got to land punches.
Only thing, well, he's bruised up. Did you see Inoue's face?
He didn't do shit to the guy. Come on,
bro,
let's not lie.
He's got a noggin on his underneath his eye.
Zoom in, BDA.
Bro, get out of town with that nonsense. Only thing Inoue managed to do on the face was the headbutt that actually you can see a damage off of. Yes, the headbutt in the 10th round. That was
towards the end of that fight, he was breaking that guy to pieces. For that 11th and 12th, he's just busting them all up.
After the headbutt, my boy, that's what happened. Before that, he was getting busted. He's the most eye-catching shots. Even though you might be too slow, so your eyes can't catch on.
I'm a lot faster than you, buddy.
I don't think you are, because if you were, you
I definitely am.
Fucking backhand.
You got some interesting breakdowns.
You didn't see the backhand that fucking he got clipped with every now and then. You didn't see his head fucking looking up in the sky. Inoue said you didn't see Inoue at the 12th round looking up at the clock, hoping the round is over.
It looked like Nakatani had like 2 rounds in that fight, 2 or 3 at the most. And when he actually grew some fucking balls. Look. When he grew some balls and he threw some punches, he did okay. But then he became a little. But then he turtled up and became a little bitch again. And Inoue almost took it. Inoue almost took him out because he turtled up like a bitch and he couldn't handle the heat in that kitchen.
Your prediction was he was going to walk him through like fucking
butter. Well, I
didn't
know that the bitch was going to be a bitch the whole fight and try to become. He tried to become. No, let me say. Look, he tried to become a counter puncher. He tried to become a counter puncher.
He is a counter puncher. His entire skill is counter punching, bro.
Okay.
His entire
okay. Well, he failed at it. He failed at it.
He was perfect at it. He's just the other guy.
He's perfect at that. He's missing almost every punch he threw.
Perfect at it, my guy.
Perfect at missing almost everything he threw.
Yeah, let Frank go. Hold on, let Frank go, and then you guys can continue going. Go ahead, Frank.
When we were watching breakdowns, the experts, I'm not, but like Algieri and Teddy Last, they were saying that was the fight that was going to happen. It wasn't going to break out into a fight. We knew this, and it was going to be Nakatani's best path to victory. What he did was, keep him at a distance, frustrate him, get him darting in and out, and catch him coming in or leaving. So the fight played out how many people expected.
Oh, he was actually better. I was surprised about Nakatani. He was actually better in certain cases from the inside than Inoue was. Because when Inoue would pull off his guard, he would go in there with massive ass hooks, bang, 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 and get out the way.
Bang, bang.
And Inoue had no answers for that shit. Inoue would try to engage.
He played his game and had him frustrated. I'm just saying it was a close fight. It wasn't. I don't know. Stu was coming in here trying to tell me it's a blowout. It wasn't a blowout.
wasn't a blowout.
I had it about like 9-3.
Of course,
the guy did almost nothing. Almost nothing.
You also had.
You're coming there. No, you got to beat the champion, bro. You cannot come in there throw counter punches. You throw literally 3 punches in a round and you miss all 3 of them. And I'm going to give you the round.
Get out of here, man.
Versus the champion
who's
on the
forward 2 rounds against Sebastian Fernandez.
The champion who's on the forward foot, the only one throwing punches. You're going to give. Oh, it's super close. It's like, come on, bro. Learn how to score a fight. Learn to score a fight.
This fool does not know what he's talking about, bro.
It's razor close.
Sebastian Hernandez was another guy
that dude. You also said Roach beat that Roach got robbed versus Pitbull. You said Roach got robbed versus Pitbull.
I can back my shit up.
That is ridiculous.
Can you back it up?
You better back it up.
Of course I can.
You can.
I mean,
look, I literally scored it live. I scored it live. I have it round by round. I can.
Let me say this.
I have video evidence.
Let me say this. Stu's trying to convince me that it wasn't a competitive match. I'm actually, like I said, for once, marked this down, agreeing with Gypsy. It was highly competitive. I don't think it was boring. It was tense. But see, I'm not going to go as far as saying you don't know shit about boxing if you think it was boring, because I can understand that. But I think the difference is each guy can knock the other guy out, and that's what made it.
I'd agree with you. I would agree with you saying that it was competitive. Yes, it was, because Inoue had to be cautious when he's entering, right? This is why he didn't throw a lot of punches, because the guy was trying to counter punch him. But Nakatani wasn't really landing much. Inoue was the only one with 4 foot landing punches. Now he didn't land a million of them.
You got to stop with
he didn't land a million of them, but he landed enough. Dude, look, he landed enough to win the rounds.
Not convincingly. See, that's where you're wrong. It wasn't convincing.
Convincingly, it's not very hard to be convinced when one guy's landing more than the other.
When Inoue was looking up in the fucking clock at 12 for the 12th round.
You don't win rounds of looking on the clock. Oh my God, he lost the round. He looked at the clock.
My guy, shut up, bro. You don't know what you're talking about.
That's just ridiculous.
All right. Let me interject here. Let me interject, please. Allow me to interject, please. I gotta read a super chat here. Shout out to Jin Ryu for his contribution with the super chat. Shout out to Jin Ryu, and he had to say the following. He says, "Salute BDA and community. To add what you guys were saying, I think I saw Zurdo Ramirez suffered a lacerated taint. That beating was." Yeah, according to him, he read that Zurdo suffered a lacerated taint. That's a pretty.
He quit.
That's a pretty serious injury right there, let me tell you. And he says that beating was bad. Some shekels for the tortillas and queso fresco. Well, shout out to you. Thank you, indeed. I do feel like I got a hankering for some tortillas and some.
Zurdo was initiated the night before.
He tore him apart.
He tore apart the taint, is what you're saying? But shout out to Jin Ryu. Shout out to Jin Ryu. Really appreciate his contribution. But hold on. I wanna. Before we get back, maybe we'll get back to what Jin Ryu is referring to there. But in terms of the what you guys are debating here, because for people that just tuned in, Frank and Gypsy are saying that Inoue clearly won. Fu's saying, excuse me. You're saying that Gypsy saying Nakatani. Frank is saying that Inoue won it. But he's also saying that it was kind of close there, but Fu's saying that it wasn't close at all. Inoue won it. Now I'll say this:
yes,
when it comes to the actual fight itself, and I did a video about this, so I'm sort of repeating some things here, but I was disappointed with the fight. Maybe because, I said earlier that when I go into fights, usually I go in with lower expectations, so I don't get disappointed. But with this one, I had high expectations. 2 pound-for-pound guys, big punchers. And that's what I'm afraid of now, that this sort of thing can happen with Wardley and Dubois. That being said, I understand what Frank is saying, because the rounds did go by fast. And usually that means that's good. When rounds go by fast, that means you're enjoying the fight. And I think I didn't really fully dislike the fight. Hold on. Hold on. I didn't fully dislike the fight because of that, because there was an underlying tension to it that you could, like Gypsy said, Inoue would throw and sometimes he would miss, and then Nakatani would miss by inches too with his counter punches. So you could tell that, something's about to happen. Something could happen here. Now, you guys were talking about the numbers, which Frank referenced, the CompuBox. This is what I'm saying here, and I'm putting it up on the screen. I've noticed that if you look at and again, the punch stats aren't usually exact. They can be way off sometimes, so take it with a grain of salt. But what they show here is that Inoue in the first round, they were about even in landed punches. They threw about the same amount and they landed the same amount, according to punch stats. Then Inoue slightly edged it in the second, slightly edged it in the third, definitely won the fourth one, according to them, 11-3 in terms of connected punches. The fifth, 11-11, so it was about even, But then, again, that depends on the quality of the punches too.
Yes.
Then in the 6th, again, very close, 10-9. The 7th was 18-9 for Inoue. The 8th, actually, Nakatani won at 13-10, according to them. I mean, in terms of landed punches,
Well,
rather.
where's the power punches?
But that's what I'm saying. This is total punches landed.
Yeah.
9th.
That's not as important as
The
power
9th,
punches,
I agree. But the 9th was Nakatani. In the 9th round, he outlanded Inoue, so that's about the second round in a row where he did that. He did the same thing in the 10th. Then in the 11th, Inoue amped it up and landed 24 shots, whereas Nakatani only landed 13. And then in the 12th, it was about even. Round 12, they both landed 12 shots. Go figure.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. That's how they disguise it. Inoue is a superstar there. What I realized, in order to beat Inoue, he's like kind of worse than Canelo in a way, because you have to drop him down at least 2 times and have the same results that Nakatani had to even have a fucking draw with this dude.
No, they
That's
don't
how
like the
big he
ass
is.
style.
Oh, this dude
like
is a superstar. It's no ass style, bro.
They don't like the ass
Nakatani is
style.
not
The
ass
dude didn't
style.
bring a fight.
Nakatani fights the inside, outside. He'll fight you any condition.
He didn't do much.
Nakatani does not do that.
Okay.
Nakatani wanted to counter him and drop him. That's a whole different fucking story.
Can I say something about the?
Well, let Gypsy finish and then Frank, you can.
I'm gonna say something. I told you, he beat him from round 5 to round 10. And those were clear rounds that I scored for Nakatani.
No way. No
Yes.
way.
Hold on. One at a time. We
I
said
know
let Gypsy finish. Then we got to go to Frank, and then we got to go to Recognize. But go ahead, Gypsy.
I thought he clearly lost the 11th, and you can give the first 4 rounds to Inoue because the first 2 rounds were very inactive. I think in the first round, Inoue only landed 1 body punch. Everything else was missed or
And
dodged.
Nakatani
That
landed
was
nothing.
it. Yes, I agree. The first round. the
Nakatani
very
landed
first round.
nothing, and
Oh,
the ring
can you
general
let me
was
finish?
not Nakatani.
Second
it
round,
was Inoue.
second round, it was more of an Inoue round where he caught him with the body shots a little bit more.
A little bit.
The third and fourth, a little bit. Third and fourth, it can go either way. I can say fourth is more Inoue's. I don't know about the third one. I don't really remember the third one, but I clearly remember the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Clearly,
Nakatani gave him a hard night's work, bro. He had no way of getting through him. He was frustrated. And it makes sense. They're both fast as fuck. And it's hard as fuck for a short guy like him.
Yeah.
Even though he's got fucking fast feet as well. Yeah. To get in there and get his work in. And his lucky shot, and a lot of people say, oh, his lucky shot because of that headbutt in the 10th round. I guess so. You could give it a lucky shot because of that cut, he was able to win the 11th. But he sure as hell didn't win the 12th. He didn't win that 12th.
I mean, the headbutt was because of Nakatani being a moron.
Nakatani being a back foot, and
he
he's coming in. No, I'm not blaming anybody for the headbutt.
You're just trying to put the. He shifted himself into the guy's head.
Okay, he shifted. I'm not blaming anybody for the head.
He fought like a moron. He fought like a guy who wasn't really. He fought like a scared bitch.
Right. I'm telling you.
Let's be honest. He fought like a scared little bitch. This was his big shot, and he let this guy just press him back. He let this guy press him back, and he threw almost nothing. He threw almost nothing. He stunk the fucking place out.
Okay, let Matrix go.
Listen, okay.
You guys are just going.
You want to dominate the whole conversation.
Please wrap it up. Please wrap it up, Gypsy. Please wrap it up because we want to hear from other people too, man.
And what I'm trying to say is, this warrants a rematch. But the Japanese
God, no, thank
public,
you. Please, no, please, no.
You don't need to talk. It's not your fucking
no.
They get a rematch. it's whether the Japanese people want it or not. But the thing is, it warrants a rematch because it was close, and they need to have a rematch. But the Inoue lovers, they don't want that shit.
The Inoue lovers.
I don't want to see it. I want to see it.
I read the Japanese comments. I translated them.
The journal. Hold on. You make it sound like you're not using Google AI. Like you're actually doing. You got 2 books out and you're translating things.
I was in a stone, bro. I'm fucking with you. I got the Google Translate on there, and I read that shit. I'm like, bro, these fools don't want it. There's a lot of Japanese that are like that. Yeah, we think Nakatani won, but then there's a huge portion that are such Inoue fans that no matter what Inoue does, he's God, bro. He's like Maradona. I'm not even fucking playing.
Hey, wait a minute. He's not going to go after Maradona.
I'm not going after Maradona like that. Like, when Messi was surpassed Maradona, but they're like, they still, like, they got the hardcore Maradona fans.
He could never do that,
but
bro.
look,
like that.
You know what's crazy?
It's just like that. It ain't no different.
What's crazy is the fact that when Nakatani threw his hands, the fight became really exciting, and he was overwhelming Inoue. I mean, he was throwing so many punches, but then he just gave up. He just stopped throwing punches, and the fight was taken.
It was that
back by
headbutt.
Inoue.
That headbutt changed
it wasn't
everything.
I don't think it was a headbutt.
Oh my God! If you don't say that,
Inoue started hitting him.
Man, he's making up shit.
Inoue started hitting him with some shit, and he didn't like it, and so he just stopped throwing punches. Oh, it's just a headbutt. Come on, bro. It ain't just a headbutt.
And nobody's
it's the punches that were. It was the
chin
punches
or
that
eye
were
socket
slamming
is
him in his
broken.
face.
Nobody's
it was the
chin, eye
punches
socket is
breaking his
broken in this
face.
fight.
Hey, by the way, can I just say before we get to recognize, I just want to say shout out to everybody who voted in the poll that we did and who wins between Wardley and Dubois, and 61% of the audience is speaking Wardley. So
I got Dubois. I think I got Dubois on that.
The audience is onto something. Maybe I don't know.
I think people forgot how big of a puncher Dubois is, and Wardley isn't exactly the best defense. You don't have the best defense.
By the way, can I say that people are going to say, "Well, why do you call Wardley? Sometimes you call him Fabio BDA." I thought you said you hate it when people call fighters by the first name. I make an exception, an executive exemption for. Fabio Wardley, because Fabio, I mean, come on, how can you not say that name? Fabio. Who the fuck is his name? Fabio, by the way. Fabio. Hey, Fabio.
It's not ladder.
Exactly. But let's hear from Recognize. Shout out to Recognize for jumping in. Recognize, what do you make of all of this Nakatani Inoue fight? First of all, your thoughts on the fight, and then if you could actually try to comment on what the disagreement between Gypsy and Fu.
Yeah. Well, okay. The fight itself was a lot of times it was a chess match, and Nakatani was playing counterpunch, which counterpuncher can, trying to control the distance, which is very smart of him. I thought he had some success, and a good portion of the fight. But when you're dealing with a fast fighter, a lot of times, and somebody who's as good as Inoue, a lot of times it's not going to work, and a lot of times Inoue took that away from him, right? And I think especially early, you can see that there wasn't really much going on, but Inoue was getting the best of that. The fight itself, I either edged it for Inoue or draw at best for Nakatani. Yeah, it could have been a draw in my opinion, but if I had to edge it out, I gave it 7-5 in favor of Inoue. Now, this whole thing about him winning, that he clearly could have won 5-10. Hell no.
I had Inoue winning. Not Nakatani clearly losing. Like,
Hold on. You guys were at it for 15 minutes, and Recognize is just talking for a minute here. Go on.
All right,
Gypsy said that he clearly gave rounds 5-10. That's 6 rounds. So you go round 5, round 6, round 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 6 rounds. No way he pulled out 6 rounds in a row. By the way,
I would.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. I don't think any fighter wants 6 rounds in a row. Okay, that's a domination when you pull out 6 rounds in a row. So I don't know what you're talking about there, brother. I cannot agree with you, not even a little bit. I can't even see what you're talking about.
All right, I agree that you don't agree with me. I understand that, but I tell you this: we'll watch it together, and I'll prove to you that that's what happened. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a round in between the 6 rounds.
Well, look at the 7th round. I would tell you
on my phone.
I'll tell you one round. I'll tell you one round that you would be hard pressed to say he clearly won that round. And there's another one, but I'll give you one. Go look at the 7th round.
Okay, we'll go watch. As I'm saying, we'll watch it together.
Wait, Gypsy, I'm sorry. Did you just say you watched the fight on your phone?
Yeah, I watched it on my phone.
There is your problem. You're watching on a small little screen.
Watching on your phone.
You're lying down.
I saw it on a 55-inch
look at him bragging. Look at him bragging like a 4K resolution.
I saw it on a 55-inch OLED that was like a foot away from my face.
OLED sucks ass. It's not high.
I could see everything on the screen. You're watching it on a tiny cell phone. What's probably lagging.
It was not really lagging.
It's probably lagging. Okay, we know it was lagging.
No.
We know it was lagging.
We had one moment where it was where they went to the corner.
It looked like a Nintendo game was all pixelated.
No, it wasn't pixelated. I saw it clear as day. I saw Inoue looking up in the sky. I saw Inoue's
clear,
head
effective
bounce
looking
off.
up in the sky.
Look, you know what I'm gonna say? All the punches that are landed, in a boxing match, from the jab to the hooks and everything. I would say Nakatani outlanded in everything except for body punches.
Oh my god!
You know what?
I just do losing. Nakatani losing pretty easily the first 5 rounds. The first 5 rounds he lost in a row. I think maybe even 6. Maybe even the first 6.
I'll say this, man. When I watch fights lying down, sometimes because of the pressure on the head, and you get a little bit too comfortable, you start drifting off. You know, you start sort of falling asleep a little bit. You start daydreaming. You start thinking about what's your favorite color of Play-Doh to eat, like Daniel Dubois. So I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best idea to watch a fight on your phone. However, I think the idea of rewatching the fight and scoring it is a fantastic one. I think it's brilliant, and I think we should do it off the air sooner rather than later. That's what I say.
I have Night Smurf. I text him, like, let's watch this together, and we score it. And he agreed, but I'm like, let's do it today.
Wait. Nightmare agreed with you that Nakatani won it clearly?
Oh, no. He didn't agree with me. He still got to, like, recognize. He got, like, 7-5. But I'm down to watch it together, and we can make a credible decision on who actually won. No bullshit attached to it. But I believe that it's 7-5, in some cases 8-4, but I'm gonna say 7-5 just to give Inoue, not to disrespect a great fighter like Inoue, because it's kind of disrespectful.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to go with the trend, bro. I think Nakatani is a special boxer, bro, and the fact that you shit on that guy, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, you got to pay a little more respect for it. I agree with that with Gypsy. You're a little disrespectful. You insulted him a little bit.
That
you insulted him a little bit.
My motherfucker practiced on one singular move 1,000 times.
He came
just
in
to get it
on
point. He's a dude. He's better than everybody except for Usyk. and so you maybe say Inoue and Arthur Bieterbiff. Yeah, put Arthur. He's like right there. That's how good that dude is. That dude is fucking great.
He's good at doing almost nothing for the whole fight.
Well, that's why we need a rematch. That's why we need a rematch.
I like how Fu comes back. He's like, yeah, he's absolutely good at nothing.
Well, yeah, because that's because you know why? Because he thought that guy was gonna get walked through and beaten up by Inoue and stopped. That's why he didn't think of this kind of nature. He didn't. Just like how he thought Zurdo was gonna give Benavidez a tough fight.
I thought, but you know what?
Actually, look. Actually, I picked Benavidez to win that all day, every day. My initial prediction for that fight was actually that Benavidez was gonna put him away. That was my first prediction. I thought Zurdo was gonna box. I thought he was gonna box. He didn't do that. He went chest to chest with that guy, and that's why he put him away like that.
But hold on, back to the Nakatani Inoue.
In fairness to you, who the fuck dominated Zurdo before that? I mean, beat the dog shit. Like nobody.
Bivol dominated.
Bivol dominated, but he couldn't.
He knows he'll beat Bivol the same way probably.
I want to say this though. Hold on, fellas. Back to the Nakatani Inoue fight. I will say this though. I don't see the way Nakatani fought and the fact that Inoue respected that and he didn't really want to jump in there because he respected the counterpunching. Do you think Nakatani could beat MJ?
110%. Bro, I'll bet money on it. I'll bet money. Anybody that Inoue has beaten, they're not in the caliber of these two.
So you're saying
I think it'll be a good fight. Maybe slight edge Nakatani. Look, man, Nakatani came in. He was game. He was very game. He was ready for this fight. He's in great shape. I think he followed the game plan. It's just that you're facing another elite level fighter, and they're gonna make adjustments too. It was that kind of fight. It was an adjustment fight for in my opinion, for Inoue to pull it out. I thought Inoue pulled out the last 2 rounds to win the fight. Now, the 12th round was pretty close. It could have went either way. Honestly, it could have went either way. And if it would have went either way, I might have given it 6-6. There was a lot of that were like that. But in my opinion, I thought Inoue did enough to edge out the fight. If they were to fight in a rematch, I'll be okay with it. But if not, like, it is what it is at that point. They fought.
Recognize is saying it too. Like, I'm not the only one. Clearly that needs a rematch, bro. But you got a lot of Japanese guys out there people that are such hardcore fans of Inoue. They're like, no, the monster did it. It's over. We need to move on to Bam
Ooh.
Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez will get. I'm sorry, I like Bam, but Bam will get destroyed by Inoue.
I think
that
Bam.
last fight.
Yeah, I
Do,
think.
do,
I
do we
think.
want to see this guy throw one punch around again?
You want to see Bam get killed and get hospitalized? You want to see Bam get hospitalized? Well, let's go.
I mean,
let's
yeah,
watch
I'd rather
Bam
see
get
that.
hospitalized.
Yeah, I'd rather see
Well,
that.
I'm interested in finding out.
Yeah.
I'm interested in BDA doing a breakdown of Bam's chances against Inoue, because there's one thing that I've never noticed. I'm not saying he's never done it, but I think he would need to fight off the back foot against Inoue to create opportunities to counterpunch and maybe work on the inside. I don't know if he's capable of doing that. If he is, he has a great shot of winning. If he can't, I agree with Gypsy. I think Inoue will blow him out.
The guys who have given Bam trouble so far are guys with length. Israel Hernandez did it, and he was firing throwaway shots, and that was a fight in which Bam, that's where he sort of got more of the reputation of being a guy who goes low with his shots, because he hit him with some mean low blows. And then when he fought Christian Chicharito Gonzalez, Chicharito was moving. He was back foot bitching it, but he was also throwing a lot. He was slapping a lot, and then he would move, and he actually ended up fracturing Bam's jaw. Now, tell yourself, what does Nakatani have in common with those guys? The length, but on top of that, he hits harder than either of those guys. So Bam, look, listen, I've learned not to doubt Bam, because after he beat Wangek, I felt he was being overhyped a little bit. I'm on the Bam train since the Wangek fight. But then when people started mentioning, oh, the only guy who could beat him is Inoue, I'm thinking, hold on, you're overrating Bam by saying that. But then he beat the crap out of Martinez, and it wasn't even close. So I said, okay, I don't doubt Bam anymore. However, it's one thing to beat Martinez, who can't really crack. It's another to fight Nakatani, who you saw got Inoue's respect very early on. Inoue didn't want to jump in there, and couldn't really just jump in there whenever he wanted to. So Bam, I like his guard, I like his pressure, but yeah, it's a daunting task to take on Nakatani, let alone Inoue.
I like
Inoue's firepower is next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it truly is next level. And you could tell that in everybody he's fought, they know what he brings to the table.
So
you're not going to get past it.
Inoue still hits harder than Nakatani. I'm gonna tell you this much. I think I knew this before they even fought each other. He hits harder, but Nakatani's precision and how he catches you going on with this backhand. I mean, he caught him multiple times, but he didn't caught him at the right angle. Because there was a moment where he was about to get in. He's like, "Oh shit! I know what happened to me last time against Neri," and he just backed off. He didn't fucking do it. He just put his hands up like a fucking kung fu guy or something, like acting like a. Yeah, he did some weird ass shit, bro. Like he backed his hand up and he stretched his arm like this, like, "Oh, that was the one." And they started laughing because he knew he walked in that shit. He got clipped with something else, but he knew if he walked into that one, he was gonna go on the canvas, and he didn't want anything to do with that shit. He still played the distance game.
Right.
Well, Inoue does crack harder than Nakatani. He does 100% crack harder than Nakatani. And Inoue, if he gets in there with Bam, he will destroy him within 5 rounds. He won't even make it past 5, bro. I wouldn't doubt he finishes him in 3-4 rounds. He is that lethal for someone as slow as Bam is. As talented as Bam is, I like Bam. I wish him nothing but the best, but he's a good dude too. Like I would not want him to get in there with that dude. He will kill him, man. It would not be fair. It would not be in any way fair whatsoever. It's not fair.
Well, listen, I mean, they're talking about it. Apparently, Eddie Hearn's interested in it. So, and apparently, I think the Turkey El Sheikh is interested in it too. So we'll see what happens. Shout out to Chris K, aka Undercover Asian, for his contribution with the super chat. And he says, as great as Bam is, he just seems too small for 122. He's got a small frame. Inoue also came off from the lower weights, but he looks filled out at 122. Shout out to Chris K for his contribution. By the way, is Bam shorter than Inoue? I think he is, right? I think he's like 5'3", and Inoue is 5'4", I believe. Hold on, let me check. Although I don't trust these statistics.
I think he is too, but I'm not sure.
He definitely looks shorter, but I don't know if that's just... I know he's got the longer arms. One thing about Jesse Bam Rodriguez is I think he has the longest arms of anybody in and around these weight divisions, but it doesn't seem like it. I don't know why. But okay, but Inoue is listed as 5'5", Bam is listed as 5'4". So
yeah,
it's maybe not. It might not be that big a difference, man. Might not be that big a difference. And by the way, Bam is a guy that apparently is notorious for having to cut a lot of weight. Remember, he's with Snack. let's not give him a pass. He's got snack in his corner. So he's one of those dudes that who knows how much he weighs in real life and how much he has to cut via snack to get down to those lower weight divisions. So he might actually be yes.
I'm gonna give my own organization. It's gonna be called Crack. It's gonna be way better than Snack. I'll jump on that shit.
Well, you guys were talking about Inoue being a great fighter and Nakatani being. I mean, you guys, Gypsy believes Nakatani won the fight. But I tell you what, you guys are missing out on another great fighter, and I'm talking about the Dream, Devin Haney, because somebody posted, and okay, yeah, it's been taken down by the way, but there was a sequence where Inoue threw a right hand. Nakatani made him miss by stepping back, and then as he was still going forward, Inoue then launched a left uppercut from afar and ended up connecting. And people posted this clip here that he's not the only one who's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve. Check out, what's his name? Devin Haney trying the same thing here.
Wasn't that in the 11th round that he did that?
Look at that.
That was the 11th round, right?
Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Right hand. Whoa, look at that. You see that? It didn't work out, but he tried it. Look at that. Right there.
That was really bad.
At the badoink there. Look at that. See that? He touched him at least. He touched the arm. Shout out to Devin Haney. Trying out new things. You got to give him credit. The badoink. Yeah. What was I going to say?
Round, that uppercut that everybody's mentioning, that's on the 11th round when Nakatani's his vision fucking fucked up by that headbutt.
Hey, listen.
That's what that is.
Samurais don't make excuses, all right? I don't want to hear that.
He's still in the fight. His vision couldn't be. You can't have your vision impaired against a guy that fast. You get your vision impaired against a guy like that, bro. Like he's gonna pepper you with all kinds of shots. That kid Junto is very smart. Like he's a smart cerebral fighter.
Now,
and I told you after the fight, Inoue said, "I wasn't physically drained as mentally, because he mentally drained the crap on. He's tired, but he's like, I'm not mentally tired. I'm not physically tired. I'm mentally tired."
Yeah, that was weird that Inoue sort of tired out quickly from 1 second to the next in the what was it, the 11th round or 10th round?
He was tired, honestly, from I think he was already showing not like tired, because these guys are very athletic, very high condition.
Some fatigue, a little fatigue.
Yeah, like fatigue, like frustration type of shit. Probably like around 8 or 9ish, somewhere in that area. He was showing the signs already, but he got a boost of confidence after that headbutt that kind of slit the eyebrow of.
Yeah, the headbutt. The headbutt did buy Inoue some time to refill the gas tank a little bit.
He's lucky, but even let's just say Nakatani beat him 11 and 12, they still wouldn't have given it to Nakatani. Inoue is too much of a superstar there, bro. I'm now I know for sure. Like, there's no chance he would win even a rematch. He would have to knock his ass out, and I don't see him knocking out Inoue. Nakatani would have to come with some great game plan to knock his ass out. I don't see that happening. But I would still like to see the fight because it's very high chess match. It's very, very high chess match. It's like, I mean, Fury and Usyk were high chess match, but it was a little bit of dirty fighting coming off of Fury. This is no dirty fighting from neither guy.
All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, listen, they're saying Inoue had said previous to this fight that he wanted one more fight at 122, but now Bob Arum, I think it was Bob Arum, and the Japanese handlers are saying that for the moment, yes, indeed, Inoue is staying put at 122, which makes you wonder, well, what are the options at 122? It could either be a Nakatani rematch, because again, this made a lot of money over there in Japan, or it could be Bam. Or maybe they put him in there with Sebastian Hernandez and then finally move to 126. You never know. But apparently he's staying put at 122. By the way, shout out to Chris K, a.k.a. Undercover Asian, for his contribution with the Super Chat. And he says, don't forget, Inoue also had that dead touch at the lower weights, that Din Mac power that iced dudes. Has Bam ever one-shotted anyone? Well, first of all, I've one-shotted people. Not in the ring, mind you, but... a lot of ladies right on the face, if you know what I mean. But anyway, the point is this. Bam doesn't... I understand your point. Bam is more of a break you down throughout the rounds type of fighter. But that doesn't mean that he can't beat Inoue. You know what I'm saying? But your point is well taken, Chris K. Yeah, you're right. Like, when it comes to that same level of intensity and one-punch knockout power, he doesn't have it. But, no, actually, in terms of intensity, he's quite intense. He's the closest thing we have to a Lomachenko right now. Or to an Usyk at the lower weights, because he fights in a similar fashion. Maybe not so much with the pendulum step, but he controls range very well. He pressures guys, and then when they least expect it and when they think they're in range to counter him with something, whoop, he steps out and then whoop, steps back in and continues putting pressure. Very tiresome. And again, the only guys who have managed to really give Bam a lot of trouble throughout 12 rounds were Israel Hernandez and Chicharito Gonzalez. So again, it's a tall order against Nakatani and Inoue, but I wouldn't count Bam out. Again, I'm not saying I pick him to win, but I've learned not to pick against him because he is really very skilled at putting pressure. By the way, Bray also makes a good point. He says, showing his age, Inoue is at 33. That's the tail end of your prime, especially at those lower weights. Yeah, absolutely. That's for
absolutely.
I thought I seen somewhere that Inoue said he's not coming back for the rest of the year.
Is that right?
Next time we'll see him is next year. That's what I've seen.
Nakatani really taught him a lesson.
See,
I thought it was strange. I was like, man, this guy's been on a tear, and he said, nope, won't see him till 2027.
Frank, that's Gypsy's angle there. That he's not fighting for the rest of the year because it was such a difficult fight that Nakatani actually won.
It was, man. He got clipped with a lot of shots. He got clipped with a lot of shots. His chin is not like Hernandez's. He's got more power than both Hernandez and Junto, but a little bit over Junto, but not like greatly. But his chin isn't. He's got will to win, and that's why like Donito Donaire, when he cracked his Obro bone, he was still in the fight. He was still gonna fight it.
You're saying he's got the will to power.
Yeah, he's not. Exactly. The power will. You know, man. He's
power.
got the Green Lantern over there somewhere hiding in the brick wall.
Can I say as far as Bam? You guys talking about Bam? Man, I mean, he's still 2 weight classes away. Why are we even talking about it?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Frank, they're talking about it. The establishment is bringing it up.
Well, because they want to see the guy get beat, either Bam or Inoue. That's my hypothesis, my conspiracy theory. They want to get these guys knocked off to put their guys in place. But I think it's ridiculous. If I'm Bam Rodriguez, I'm saying this now, putting it out there. Bam need to start the campaign. Oh, he's on dope. He don't want to come here. Like, you really need to use the Shaquille Peterson, Devin Haney playbook. I'm telling you.
Hey, why not? Man? If it works, it works. You know, that's what they play over there in some of the U.S. So, yeah, maybe.
You know what I realized with the
Nakatani fight? My problem with that is this. Did you see their paydays? What lower weight class is making even close to that?
Excellent point. Excellent. Yeah, maybe that's the incentive, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because the Inoue seems like the type of person that he's not going to be bothered by that. He's going to say, well, if you don't want to get paid, then don't come to Japan. That's it. I'm good. I'll give it to somebody else.
That's true.
Because they're valuable, man. They're worth it. Those 2 guys are worth the money. For real. Like, they're talented. They deserve that.
You don't think a Bam could play A side, B side?
No, he should.
No.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I don't think it's gonna work because when I saw that he got paid $17 million for this fight, I said, "Oh shit, god damn!" And he got that, and I'm like, what lower class guys are making even close to that?
Yeah, but what Frank is saying,
it might not matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, what Frank is saying is that Bam should start playing the A-side tricks that these other fighters play on Twitter. You know, like, I'm the A-side. You got to come to me, baby. You got to come to me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think Bam is that type of person.
I know.
Maybe. He might do that. You never know.
It'd be funny if he tried it, though.
If you look at Inoue, he's a little cocky motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's a little cocky motherfucker. And you might be able to get him to be like, you know what, fuck you. I'll come to Vegas and I'll fuck you up. Just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, I would really do that shit.
You're trying to be in wishful land, bro. That's not happening, bro. That motherfucker got so much fans in Japan. He's like, I love where I'm at. You come to me.
Well, speaking of that's interesting. Chris K, shout out to Chris K for his contribution with the super chat. He says, you could say a triumph of the will. He's referencing movies from the turn of the 20th century. Shout out to Chris K for his contribution with the super chat. And I don't like the implication there that he's making there, but shout out to Chris K, aka Undercover Asian, for his contribution with the super chat. Now, guys, we all liked Benavidez' performance against Zurdo because it actually woke up a lot of people. It woke him up about how good boxing can be when you got a guy who's got skills, but also the willingness to go out there and destroy his opponents. None of this bedoink stuff, as Fu likes to say, the ass style. But now we're starting to see people go overboard a little bit. Benavidez Sr. said Usyk, we're next, you're next. We're ready for Usyk. I think Malik Scott, who trained Ramirez for this one, said, "Oh yeah, Benavidez beats Usyk." I think that's what he said. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. So they're talking about him moving up and fighting the best pound for pound fighter in the world, who's also managed to best way bigger guys. And now check out where
He's out of his depth.
If Canelo
check out what Roy Jones had to say about this.
not fighting you, forget about everybody else. Go straight to Usyk. Don't play with nobody else. The Usyk fight is one of the biggest fights of this decade right now. Take it while it's hot. Don't play with him, and don't let him play with you. It is not smart for David Benavidez to give Jai Patai a shot at his name right.
All right, so now the guy who used to be could lament being the boogeyman, nobody wants to fight me. Is he gonna start doing that stuff now? That's well.
Oh man, stop it, man! He gonna get killed. Don't kill that. Don't kill his career before it even starts, bro. He gets in there, Usyk destroys him in 7 rounds, bro. He don't survive it in 7, bro. I don't even know if he was surviving the first round, bro. Like there are guys in the heavyweight division, forget Usyk, that will knock out. Like we're talking about Fabio Wardley coming up. Fabio Wardley will knock out Benavidez if he gets in the ring with him. Fabio will do that. He has too much power, too much that size and resilience that he has. He has better speed than Zurdo has, that's for sure. Slow as Zurdo. No, dude, this guy won't even fight Beterbiev. Beterbiev is what can I say? Is gonna be the guy that knocks his ass out, even an old ass fucking Beterbiev. You know why? Because he will walk into that shot. His style is perfect for Beterbiev. He doesn't have to chase you. You're right there.
He's gonna
eat all that. He's gonna eat all the punches from Beterbiev. And I'm telling you now, he ain't standing there with Beterbiev. Joe Smith only lasted 2 to 3 rounds. Joe Smith went 12 rounds with Zurdo.
Beterbiev.
Yeah, exactly.
Butterbev.
He ain't standing.
Joe Smith went 12 rounds and Benavidez beat him in less than that. So I mean, I don't get it.
Bro? I know you're hyped about Benavidez.
Look.
I'm also
I think the expectation
Benavidez is not ready for
the expectation is fucking retarded. Okay. The expectation is silly. I mean, why doesn't Crawford go up and fight Bivol? At least Canelo did that, right? Why is it all put on this guy's back? It's just the whole thing is so stupid. It's just Opataya or Bivol or Beterbiev. That's it. What's this whole thing? Usyk? Like what the hell? I don't get it.
Turkey's been throwing it out there, fool. He's been throwing it. He wants this for next year. Now, look, let's just say if Benavidez is all down for a fight in 2027 against a 40-year-old Usyk, if he's going to do that, and I would say
cruiserweight would be okay. They could come down, right?
Well, if they're going to fight, and I'm assuming it's going to be for the heavyweight belt.
Yeah.
I would, if that's the route you're gonna take, then I would say stay at cruiserweight and fight Opataya and maybe another fight, and then see if you can carry the weight up. I don't know, going like 210, 215 to fight Usyk, who might be past it at that point at the age of 40.
Bro, it's questionable whether he can even beat Jai Opataya. I always had him beating Jai Opataya, but not what I saw from Zurdo. His legs, bro, from getting hit by Zurdo, that's what you got to offer. I see why your dad is saying 4 years, bro. I see it now. I see the exact things that your dad was saying 4 years. Jai Opataya, who knows that guy, this and that, and he doesn't sell. I see it now because you're worried about what Jai can do to you from a distance. That's what you're worried about. And now they're talking about Usyk because that's a huge payday, a massive payday. He's trying to do the Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence thing here. That's what he's trying to do.
Well, you know what's interesting about that? That's what I was trying.
All the dangers, Bivol and Beterbiev are dangers.
That's what Gypsy. That's what I was Gypsy. That's what I was trying to articulate in the last episode, but it was very late at night, so I couldn't really pull it off. And I don't know if I can still pull it off now. But this is what happens when people watch a super impressive performance, something that exceeded expectations. It gets stuck in their mind. Now every time they think about another potential matchup featuring that fighter, the winner of that fight, they start thinking, oh, he's going to do the same thing to this fighter, that fighter. That. They can't get away from that box sometimes. So that's what people are saying. Like, well, Usyk, if you say Usyk's too big and too skillful and he can move around the ring for 12 rounds, people go, no, but so could this fighter. And he's not, they just imagine Benavidez teeing off on Ramirez and they think the same thing is going to happen with Usyk. But It's the same question I asked in the last 2 episodes. Let's
So it
say
kind of
hypothetically,
exposes the scam, doesn't it?
But hold on. Let's
It exposes the
hypothetically
scam,
say let's say that Benavidez would have moved up 2 years ago to fight Ramirez and would have done what he did last Saturday, and then he's gonna fight Gvozdyk and Morel. How many people after the last performance would say, "Oh, he runs through Morel and Gvozdyk"? There ain't no way those guys make it the distance, and yet that's what they did. So what I'm saying is, the same thing happened after Andrade. He demolished Andrade, and people say, "Oh, this ain't nobody can go 12 rounds with Benavidez," and yet Gvozdyk and Morel did. So what I'm saying is, fucking Usyk has a fantastic guard on top of footwork. So I understand why the Benavidez are talking about that. First of all, David Benavidez already threw cold water on moving up to heavyweight, but it's Jose Benavidez Jr. I guess they're not in sync or something, but they're saying two different things. I understand why they would want that fight because they want a big money fight, and not for nothing, but neither Opetaya nor Bivol are that big of fights. I'm pretty sure Turki Al-Sheikh maybe would be willing to spend big money on it to make it happen, just like he did with Bivol and Beterbiev, which again, that was one of the reasons why that fight failed to materialize for a lot of years, was because both guys wanted to get compensated fairly for it, or very well rather, but there wasn't any money because nobody knew who those guys were. As much as we know about them.
There is a way to sell that. He doesn't want nothing to do with Beterbiev. He'll mention Bivol because Bivol don't crack hard. If you lose to Bivol, it's not that bad because your career might not be in shatters, as they say. You lose to Beterbiev. Look what happened to Bivol. He's out for fucking years, bro. That motherfucker got his ass handed to him. Beterbiev is the real monster. Like when you guys keep mentioning monsters all the time, I kind of have like a little smirk with me. Like, bro, the real monster is only one guy. It's always been. It was never Inoue for me neither. Inoue is great, phenomenal fucking puncher, great fucking work. It's always been this man. It's always been this dude. It's always been him.
But he's 40s now though, and inactive.
40, it doesn't matter. A dragon that's 40 years old needs to be slain. Yeah, he's gonna be slaying that motherfucker.
He's got some good takes today, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. No one's fucking with. He's not even mentioning his name. He's saying I'm gonna fight him.
Dude.
Bro, why would you
You're making things up right now. That guy
I'm
has
not making shit up. I'm taking
that guy.
Words out of, like, the same words
Look,
that he
you
said.
said it. You said this already.
He said Bivol.
That guy's not afraid of Beterbiev. That guy's not afraid of that guy. He will put him away.
Why did he not mention him?
No doubt about it.
Against who was it? Morel or who was it? Who's that guy? The last guy he fought? Oh, Yard.
That guy is not afraid of Beterbiev.
He didn't mention his name.
Dude,
Get
he
out of
constantly
here.
brings
He is
him up.
terrified
He
of
brought
that
him up.
dude. He was terrified at 168.
These
when
guys.
he was 168 when he was a mandatory.
Dude, he's
for
not.
him.
You're just making
He's
that up. This guy's
now.
not afraid of that man
Oh,
at all.
if he's not, let's promote the shit out of it.
He just fought a guy who's bigger and heavier than that guy.
He's terrified
of that
guy. Dude, bro.
He just fought a stronger, heavier guy.
Well, can I say something? Sorry, real quick, because we're running out of time here. Another one of the latest developments was that Benavidez was on the Cyril show, and he said that he wants Bivol at 190 pounds. And then he clarified, he goes, well, if he doesn't want it at 190, we can always do it at 175. So the question is, why would he want it? Why would he first suggest 190? Because his whole intention from the get-go was, I'm going to move up for one fight against Zurdo, and then I'm going to move back down to 175. Now all of a sudden he wants to do a 190 catch weight. Why? I don't understand.
Maybe he thinks Bivol's a little bit shook, because I saw a video with Bivol, and he was saying Benavidez is bigger than him. This is after Benavidez beat him up in training camp. I don't think Bivol wants to fight that guy. I don't think he really wants to fight him.
Look. I mean, I don't think Benavidez. Excuse me. I don't think Benavidez. Either guy is scared of anybody. But what I've always said. But I know. But I'm saying both guys. I don't think either guy is scared. Now, boy, what I've always made. But hold on, Gypsy. Excuse me, fool. Let me finish. What I've often maintained about Benavidez is that I don't think he's scared of anybody. I think his handlers, however, have completely different plans about where they want to take him. Asking for TV rights against Canelo. Same guy, Samson Lukowicz, asking for TV rights for anybody who wants to fight his guy, Fundora. These dudes, and then staying with the PBC, even though it's a bit of a sinking ship. And is it completely sunk? Has it completely sunk? No. But why would he want to stay over there? I'm a Vegas fighter. Couldn't sell it. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of weird decisions being made. I don't fully focus on what fighters say, because fighters will say one thing and then do another completely different thing the next. But the thing is this: Zurdo moved up. Benavidez moved up to fight Zurdo. Never really went after Opetaya. He could have gone after the number one guy. I don't know why he decided not to go after that.
It's loyalty.
Now he said, well, come on, fool, you're going to go with the loyalty thing. Like Deontay Wilder, I'm loyal to the PBC.
You guys were impressed.
He has a loyalty to that. Dude, he always has loyalty towards the PVC. He said it for years. He doesn't want to leave Al Hammond. He's kind of an idiot. And then he also does.
Okay, so you agree with me then. So you agree with that?
Well, him and what's that guy's name again? Lukowitz.
He's never gonna agree with you.
Lukowitz.
He's all aligned with that guy.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think Benavidez is scared. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Benavidez is scared of anybody, but he listens to his handlers when he should have been a star from the get-go, this dude. But bad decision after bad decision off his own, by the way, too, sometimes with missing weight and doing the Coca Nostra and all that. I mean, that's on him too. But then listening to Samson Lukowitz, we want the TV lights. We want the TV lights because we had the BBC. I mean, come on, what are you doing? So
I don't think there was a problem with wanting TV rights. He was a big, that was going to be a huge fight. You should get some.
He's nowhere near the A side to be asking for that. That's the point. And second of all, now why is he saying all of a sudden 190 pounds? That makes no sense.
Well, I mean, like maybe Bivol. He knows Bivol isn't going to fight him at light heavyweight. Like he's not going to want to fight him because
why not? It actually makes more sense to fight him at 175. Well, it actually makes more sense to fight him at 175 from Bivol's perspective because Benavidez would have to cut down more weight.
If he wants to do it,
but Fu, you. Why do I try?
I don't think Bivol wants it.
Go ahead, Gypsy.
Yeah, Bivol wants it.
He wants him at 190 because first of all, he's going to have a hard time making 175 because he already went up there and fought an actual cruiserweight. So his body's conditioned for 12 rounds as a cruiserweight, and he's gonna have a hard time going down to 175. So he wants him at 190. But on the other side, the other reason why is to slow down Bivol because Bivol has the faster feet. He also got decent hand speed to compete with Benavidez' hand speed, but his feet are way faster than Benavidez's, and that's the reason why he wants him. He wants to slow down Bivol. But Bivol, yes, out of the three guys that you could mention to be a chicken shit to fight Benavidez, Bivol. So excuse me, turd. The thing is, he's the one. Bivol's the only one that out of the three guys, Jai Opetaia will fight him. Yeterbe will fight him. Bivol's the only one that will outprice himself because he's already done there and proved it to me that he is that one guy that will do that because we should have had the third rematch, the third rubber match with Benavidez a long time ago. We haven't yet to see it. Yeah. But yeah, so he's the one that would pull off some crazy shit. And Benavidez knows that. And that's why he's picked. Benavidez is right there, stay waiting for him to call out his name. He even said it out there, like I'm right there. Why didn't you even mention my name?
But you understand why that whole 190 thing, the whole thing of let me suggest 190. That way Bivol won't be so scared. That makes no sense because Bivol would actually, if indeed he would be scared of Benavidez, that would actually be scarier to fight him at 190 because then he'd be fighting above his best weight. Whereas 175, like Gypsy said, Benavidez would have to come back down to 175, which he said he can do, by the way. So I don't understand why he was suggesting 190 in the first place.
He's offering it to me. He don't have to lose his title. So Bivol doesn't have to lose his title.
But then what's the point of fighting for, I mean, if they're not fighting for the light heavyweight championship?
Just to have it without anyone really risking anything. It's a common thing we see now. You see guys like Shakur Stevenson trying to fight guys at 144. It's a way of them stepping in and having a built-in excuse where they can kind of meet each other there, right? Like they'll meet. It's not too hard on Benavidez to cut down a little bit and then fight the guy there, and then Bivol doesn't have to worry about losing his title. They do it all the time now. I see it all the time.
Benavidez's power will be diminished at 175.
Dude. Benavidez would tear Bivol a new asshole. That's a nothing fight. That's almost nothing. That guy's never dealt with a guy that throws punches like that ever in his life. This is a guy that almost got knocked out by Joe Smith with his slow motion hands. That dude's gonna break into pieces. By Joe Smith. You're out of your depth. When Benavidez destroys Bivol, you're gonna start believing in this guy. He's out. He quit. He quit. That's what you're gonna see. Bivol quit. That's the guy that beat Little Canelo. How could this happen?
I don't.
He went 12 rounds with Little Canelo. Okay, bro. He's not a beast. He's not.
You're talking to the guy.
He's not a beast.
Bro, you're talking to the guy.
He almost got knocked out by Joe Smith. He's not a beast.
This is how you talk, bro. Bro, this is you're talking to the guy that
let's not keep making it out like this guy's afraid of this man. He beat him up in camp. He beat Bivol.
Yeah, but you know, hold on, Fu, you could say the same thing, Gypsy. You could say the same thing, Fu, about in the build-up to the Beterbiev fight. Like, oh, this guy went 12 rounds against Canelo, therefore Beterbiev is going to run through him, and Beterbiev couldn't run through him.
Yeah. I mean, he was running the whole fight. The problem is, look, Beterbiev was coming off a knee surgery. He didn't even get a year to let that knee heal. And then he's coming after this fucking guy that's just running and running and running and running and jumping and running. That's all he did the whole fight. Benavidez is not that guy, you know? He's got two working legs. They may not be the fastest, but when he's on top of this guy, he's gonna start busting him up real bad. Because
You're
dude, how
gonna
fast his
notice
hands are.
the amateur.
But
you're gonna
Turbiev's
notice
not
that-
punching that fast.
You're
And
gonna
not at
notice
this
the
age.
amateur, the difference, the amateur pedigree that Bivol has and Benavidez have that Benavidez doesn't have. You have to
I mean,
find
you're
it
building
out.
these guys below too much. I think.
I'm not
But
building up
Turbiev's an old
anything,
man.
bro.
He's an old guy.
man that can knock that dude out. You know, you guys are still impressed
He
by
can
that
punch,
Zurdo
but his legs
performance.
aren't there anymore.
And I'm telling you, his legs are there. I'm telling you, Zurdo would get KO'd by Beterbiev in 3 rounds.
I think people are really going to start believing in Benavidez when he puts Bivol away, and I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to put him away.
Well, I gotta tell you though, I gotta tell you, speaking of rivalries, I think one of my favorite rivalries right now is Gypsy versus Fu. I think we just found nitro and glycerin here because you guys are every time we put you together, it's just explosiveness.
Nitro.
Well, there you go. You're Nitro, Gypsy Nitro. Before we go, I got a couple of more things here. This is Ice Speed. He's a popular not YouTuber, but a streamer, and he's one of the most popular ones. Apparently, I mean, this dude, all the kids are watch this guy, and look at who he had here. The current king of the Boricuas, Xander Zayas, who is about to fight Jaron Ennis in a couple of weeks. Look at this.
What you training for? We're getting ready for a fight, June 27th.
June 27th?
Yes, sir. Barclays Center.
What's your weight? What's your weight class?
154.
150. You 154?
154. That's why I fight at. I'm by your weight right now, though.
I was about to say. You don't look 154.
No, I fight 154, but obviously I have a nutritionist team that work with me and stuff. They get me ready.
By the way, is that Ice Speed dude? Is that the one that people say he stinks in real life?
I don't know. Does he?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Somebody showed
They all
memes
look
of,
the same to me.
Somebody showed. Oh, come on. What the fuck? But somebody showed a meme of people around him, and they're always covering their noses around him. I don't know if it's a joke, the inside joke or something, but apparently the guy doesn't wear deodorant.
He don't wipe his ass, probably. That's what it is.
All right, come on. I was talking deodorant. You had to go to the ass, straight to the ass.
His mommy and daddy never showed him how to wipe his own butt. That's
all right. But guys, let me ask you this: we're all making a big deal out about the weight, right? Zurdo Ramirez versus Benavidez. Could Benavidez take on a bigger guy? Blah blah. Can Jaron Ennis replicate what Benavidez did, but against Zayas? Is that what's going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Benavidez put on one of those performances that you really can't predict, like that fucking 7-punch combination to end the fight. Like that's insane. But
he needs a 7-punch combination to end the fight.
Say,
a 2 to 3 combination.
I would say Zayas is a bigger. I think Zayas is a bigger man than Boots. Naturally, he's a bigger man than him. And if he's not totally bigger than him, which I think he already is, if he's not already, he's at the age where I wanted Jaron Ennis at the same age probably wasn't as big as him. And so he's going to be fighting a dude that, I mean, he looks like 185 in that ring right there. And he's like pushing like 6 feet. So he's a big dude. Yeah, what was your question?
My question was, can Ennis, would you be, because now I'm thinking, like what I said earlier about people getting stuck in the moment, I'm a little bit stuck in the moment as it pertains to this fight. I'm thinking, well, what if Ennis, because again, we were all saying before the fight, well, the Zurdo's weight going to be a problem again, and size going to be a problem against Benavidez, and sure enough, it wasn't. And on top of that, Zurdo has a big-ass head, just like Zaya. So can Jaron Ennis, my question is, replicate what Benavidez did to Zurdo, but against Zayas?
Can I jump in real quick, Matrix? Recognize real quick. Put a disclaimer up, BDA.
All right.
Damn.
When was the last time you seen a Afro-Anglo American boxer throw caution to the wind?
Errol Spence, maybe?
Throw caution to the wind? I mean, it's a mentality you got to have. I mean, that card on Cinco de Mayo was banger after banger. I mean, those guys had brain damage. It was insane.
Good.
From Munguia down to the Lucero guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those guys just have a certain mentality. It's kill or be killed. And when was the last time you seen an Afro-Anglo American boxer really just go in there, nut up, and they just go, hey, we're going to dog it out?
Errol Spence probably.
Errol Spence against Kell Brook when he was walking through those right hands and still kept on going.
He's going to have to go for it. He's going to have to go for it against Zayas. And Zayas is a pretty good boxer. So he's going to have to be very... He's gonna have to be on his A game, right? He's gonna have to be in his P's and Q's. So
I think Boots will get him, but I don't know about as fashionable and cool looking as how Benavidez did it from a close range because styles make fights. Boots doesn't fight like that. Boots is gonna try to counter him coming in, and he's gonna catch him with a hook of some sort. That I feel like that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna go behind the fucking guard, and if he hurts him and finishes him, that's how it's gonna be, and he might do whatever. It's open afterwards after that shot.
It's open season, is what you're saying. I mean, yeah, obviously they're both different fighters than Benavidez and Zurdo. I mean, both Benavidez and Zurdo essentially were more or less come forward guys, or guys that didn't really move a lot and they prefer to stay in range and counter. Ennis, Frank asked the question, which I don't think is going to be taken well by some people, but he has a question. When's the last time an Afro-Anglo fought with throwing caution to the wind? But Jaron Ennis fights that way in a lot of ways, because I mean, remember what Yoeli Hernandez's trainer said about the sparring session that his fighter had against Ennis is he was catching Ennis flush round after round, but essentially Jaron Ennis pulled a Homer Simpson, and it seems to me that that's what he does in a lot of his fights. He gets hit flush against a lot of these dudes who are non-punchers, by the way, and he takes the shots and he just tires these dudes out by coming forward and lining his own ordnance. But the problem was that apparently Ennis's trainers were saying, yeah, baby, great defense. Meanwhile, he was getting hit flush. But the thing is that I don't know if that's essentially going to work against Zayas. But I mean, it could, because if he just keeps going to the body against Zayas, and that's my question is, what happens if he actually ends up looking stronger at 154, just like Benavidez ended up looking stronger at 200 pounds? You know what I mean? So,
Zayas looks like he's coming in there with a game plan to totally win this fight. He doesn't look like, he's not acting like an opponent. That's the one thing I would say. A lot of times I see these fights and it looks like a come out party for one guy, including the Zurdo and Benavidez fight. Like when I would hear Zurdo talk, I'm like, I don't know if he's confident he can win this fight. Zayas looks like he's coming here to prove something. Like I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in that fucking big screen TV. That's what he's planning to do. So you got if you're Boots Ennis, you got to go with the flow, whatever he gives you, right? And if you could take more than that, then you go for that. But don't try to do what somebody did so you can try to prove something, and then you make the fight harder for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You get hit with that you don't see coming, or whatever, or you just look frustrated and you get outboxed or whatever. So he should just go for whatever the opportunity brings. If he's realizing that, he can't make anything happen because, the guys he's defensively, at least early, making it difficult, then you wait for him to make mistakes.
That's a good breakdown, recognize. And you mentioned something about throwing a monkey wrench at an expensive screen. Do you think that's what Fu's doing with his ultra expensive OLED screen whenever he hears Gypsy talk?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Does.
No.
I take Zurdo versus.
Anytime I hear Gypsy say "better Bev," better Bev.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, man. That makes you want to throw something at the screen, man.
I'm pronouncing it the right way. It's because the way they pronounce it is Russian in accent. So it's like everybody says better, like better beef, but it's not the right way.
All right.
It's Beterbiev. That's how you say it. That's how you say his last name. The right way is saying it. But anyhow,
like Muratata
Zurdo,
or
Muratata. That's my twang to that shit.
Uh-huh.
My little something for his last name. But Zurdo versus Bivol, I watched that. Zurdo looked a lot more fit and much better in that fight.
Yeah, he was
More sharper, more faster, and more faster. We can, like that shit that we can build them faster, stronger.
All right, $6 million man.
Yeah, $6 million. Yeah, he just looked way better. The Bivol that fought Zurdo, I mean the Zurdo that fought Bivol is better than the Zurdo that fought Benavidez.
All right, but back to that.
Yeah.
No, it is. Well, it's fact. It's slower, faster.
No. You could say being in boxing, especially in boxing, being in better, like looking aesthetically better, doesn't necessarily mean that you're better. Now look at them at the weigh-in. Zerto looked more chiseled, and then overnight he put on more weight where he could get flaps, right? A little bit more. That doesn't mean I just think people making too much of this. Benavidez just shut him down. That's all that happened. I mean, does that translate to a victory over Beterbiev or Bivol? No. You gotta replicate those the performance.
I'm not trying to compare it that way. I'm just trying to say that where his shape was and the speed and how his reaction time and everything was for the Bivol fight was way better than what that's the Zerto I expected to fight Benavidez. That's why I said 11th round steamroll, because I believe that he would have run away a little bit, survive a little bit, but his dumbass decided to engage because he was too slow. He was much slower than he was.
Well, he also, Gypsy, if you look at that fight, if you look at that fight before he got stopped, even the rounds he was losing, he realized he could snap Benavidez' head back. He's like, oh, I can snap that dude.
And he doesn't even hit that hard compared to he doesn't even hit that hard against Jaya Pataya or Beterbiev.
Hold on. But what I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. A lot of times sometimes I can't blame the fighter. When you see that, it makes you want to plant your feet more. Now, give Benavidez credit because he just overwhelmed him and ended up catching him with something busting up his eye and shit like that. But I understood what Benavidez was doing. I mean, excuse me, Zerto. Zerto was like, Zerto, hold on, real quick. Zerto's saying to himself, this is what Zerto's saying to himself. If I could snap this dude's head with these punches, these basic punches, I could probably later on, if I keep doing this, I could drop this dude. I can drop his ass.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I get it. His head was popping back, and he's like, "Oh shit, maybe this is and he was pushing him back too." The thing is, it's just he was slower. That doesn't necessarily mean that the one that Bivol fought.
But you also got to remember
would have probably done a little bit better than the one we saw, because he's a younger, more fit version of Zerto. I think he'll still be in the same situation because he doesn't have a lot of tools. And
the problem with Zerto
gets in there, it's over.
The problem with Zerto when he fights at least the two elite fighters that I've seen, which is Bivol and Benavidez, right? He tries to mimic them, and what I mean by that is, if they're using a lot of footwork, he's using footwork, right? Bivol. If you're planting your foot like Benavidez and just trying to creep forward, throw off your combinations, he's doing the same thing too with the footwork. So when it comes to movement, he tries to mimic his opponents. A lot of boxers do that. A lot of times, if you really pay attention, they do that. This time it cost him early. This time it cost him early because Benavidez, he probably didn't expect Benavidez to carry that much speed and that much power at the same time.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing, though, about Benavidez overall, is that he exceeded expectations, because I think most of us thought Benavidez' decision, but the fact that he stopped him in less than half the fight, in the 6th round, that's what's impressing everybody. But let's not forget, he was supposed to beat Ramirez. So again, the impressive thing here is how he won, not necessarily that he won. So that's why I do think people are over-exaggerating a little bit, because the argument is, he would beat Usyk. And you go, well, now I think Usyk would beat him because of this or that or the other. And then people go, well, you said the same thing. People said he couldn't stop Ramirez, and look at him now. It's like, okay, but then is that going to be the argument against everybody? So would he stop Joshua? Right. So would he stop Joshua because people didn't think he would stop Ramirez? That's the argument. So yeah, I think people are a little bit exaggerating. And as I've mentioned numerous times on this program, people tend to do that after every sensational win. After Lomachenko made Ligondal quit. And again, nobody had come close to doing any of that sort to Ligondal. I mean, he'd been dropped and he'd been in some precarious situations, but never anything like where a guy schooled him like Lomachenko did and completely shut him down and then made him quit. So I remember after that fight, people were saying, some people, not everybody, but people were extremely high and saying, well, who can beat Lomachenko between 126 and 135? He's going to have to move up to 140 to get a challenge. And then we saw him fight. And then we saw him fight Jorge Linares in the next fight, and he gets dropped, and he had to really redline it to stop Linares. And that's the fight where I said, no, okay, you know what? Lomachenko 135, that's his limit. That's where he should stay put. And
Lomachenko could still do 140. He could.
Okay. But my point is, that's not my point. My point is that Ramirez right now has scintillated people to the point where all they remember is what he did to Ramirez, and therefore they think he's going to do that to everybody else he fights. Couldn't do that to Gvozdyk. Couldn't do that to Morel. Couldn't do that to Caleb Plant. And again, I'm not saying, look, Benavidez right now has cemented himself as one of my favorite fighters overall. He was always one of must-see TV, but now, after what he did to Ramirez, he should stay put at cruiserweight if this is the type of power he's going to carry. But if he's going to shrink down to 175, is he going to lose something there? That's my problem with him. So you know what? All this whole thing about, well, I want to go back to 175. Nah, man. Just stay put at cruiserweight, because and I know that's the problem though. There's not that many big fights at cruiserweight other than Opetaya. So he better hope that the Sheik puts up the money, or that they put it on Netflix or something, because if they put on pay-per-view, ain't nobody buying that outside of us. And maybe even us. Maybe even us. Some of you guys, well, I'm not accusing anybody, but the Taqueria, they show the fight for without a fee. Yeah. But my thing is, it was a
all you gotta do is buy a taco, and that's it.
Exactly. And then if ICE comes knocking, they actually hide you in the basement with the rest of them. But the point is that it was a sensational fight, and let's see what happens. But I don't like what I'm hearing right now from... Nobody knows who Opetaya is. He's too hittable, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, come on. So Zurdo, then that was the big challenge, not Opetaya. Come on, let's see a big fight. If I've said it before, Golovkin, when he couldn't get the Canelo fight, what did he do? He just kept winning and winning and looking impressive. And of course, Golovkin never made it past the mainstream, but he was at Tank Davis level of fame, believe it or not. I know some people are going to go, no, Tank Davis is more famous. No, and believe me, people who lived it like us, Golovkin was selling out West Coast, East Coast. There's very few fighters that could do that. Actually sell out a venue on both fronts, because he just kept knocking people out.
The king of the East Coast, the king of LA, and king of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When I watched that at a bar, it was packed. How could you get a packed bar with the rush? Was he Eastern
Kazakh,
European,
Central
right?
Asian, yeah.
A guy named Gennady. Like, how do you sell out a bar in America?
Gennady.
Gennady, my bad.
But so Benavidez, he needs to keep winning. Okay, he might not get the Canelo fight. There's no other A-side mainstream guy out there, other than the Usyk fight, which I do think would scintillate maybe the non-boxing fan. It's Opetaya or Bivol or Beterbiev. Other than that,
Beterbiev will sell like hot pockets, bro. All you gotta do is just show 20 KOs in this first fight, automatic 20 fights, 20 KOs. That's all you need to know. Show him an amateur. He dropped Usyk. Do everything. He will sell, man. That guy is a seller. I think he was selling in Canada.
You know which fight I don't want to see, man? I don't want to see Benavidez against Callum Smith. I don't want to see... I mean, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Whitaker against Benavidez. Always that's never going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I don't want to see... I don't want to see Benavidez against Imam Kataev either. Or Buatsi.
I want to see Benavidez against Usyk, because Usyk will do what he did to Zurdo to him. And that's a guaranteed.
Well,
he will fuck his world inside the pocket. He will fight his own fight. He'll get in there and he will fuck his world up.
Before we go, well, maybe. Before we go, I forgot to play one more thing. I wanted to play this in the last couple of episodes, but we sort of got pushed back here a little bit. Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu are going to be fighting, and Errol Spence, I thought he used to be friends with the Charlos. I guess he's not friends with at least one Charlo anymore. Check out what he had to say about Jermell Charlo. I think it's Jermell. So check it out.
Dude been kind of, I would say, jealous of me. Dude been kind of jealous of me. He looked at me as, like, I guess, PBC Golden Boy or something and all this and that. So, I mean, he's been jealous of me, but, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. It's the reason why he hasn't had a fight yet. And it's the reason why I can say, hey, I want to fight, and then I have a fight tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, people tired of goddamn, giving him fights, and then you get in the red because he fighting and he ain't got any fans. Like, where can Jamel fight at and sell out? Can't fight in Houston and sell out. Like, so.
Could you imagine a roundtable conversation with Errol Spence and Daniel Dubois? I mean, I would pay good money to see that. But
sounds like everyone's lobotomized.
That's how he is. He always talks like that. He's soft-spoken, but like
soft-spoken.
He is. He is. But you can say like he's always drunk, like the way he talks. I like how I do.
It's that lean.
Yeah,
It's that lean, man.
They call that punch drunk.
Well,
He's not
listen. But I would like to know what happened between him and Jermel. And it's interesting that Errol Spence said, like, yeah, you know, if I want to fight, they'll give it to me right away. But with Jermel, they don't want to because he's in the red every time he fights, meaning he doesn't generate money. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. I think that's more of a PBC issue because, I mean, Stephen Fulton couldn't get a fight after the Inoue one. He had to wait out a year. Same thing with Caleb Plant after the Canelo fight. And he only ended up fighting once a year after that. Jermel Charlo, after he beat Castaño in the rematch, that was his career best win. What happens? Doesn't fight for over a year. That's what they were doing over there at the PBC. Even Tank Davis, he's supposed to be their crown jewel. He only fought once a year after the move away from Showtime. So I don't think necessarily it's an issue of him not making any money per se. It's because Tank supposedly they make money with Tank. Why isn't he fighting twice a year or 3 times a year? So, but it's interesting. What did you guys know why Spence and Jermel are now feuding?
Bro, I always knew that fool always hated him. The both brothers, not just him. The other one's already goofy. But it's one got his senses together, the undisputed one.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew they hated him. Just the way they looked at him, and when they were in public eye. I'm like, this fool's just jealous of this dude, bro. Like he wants that whatever he got, and eventually it's gonna unfold, and we're gonna see it at the lowest point of Errol Spence's career. And guess what? The lowest point has already has happened already, and he's out there. I was wondering when is he gonna come out and start talking shit about him. That's for real. Like I was wondering, and then eventually it came out like a couple of years back, and he was already talking like mad smack about Errol Spence. I never liked the Charlo brothers, bro. I hated these dudes. I never ever liked this dude. I like Errol Spence. I still do. There's something about that dude. He fights like a lion, straight up. Like
you relate with his driving skills?
I don't know about this. Yeah, maybe too. It's probably that too. But I don't go through windows. I go through the rooftop of the car. So,
like Santa Claus. Yeah.
I eject.
But they say the same trainer.
None of those guys are with Derrick James anymore.
Yeah, they're
No,
not,
but they were both with Derrick James, right?
Right.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I heard
And I
both
thought
of
that
them.
when Earl left Derrick James, Jermel Charlo was talking shit.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I think I remember that
Spence
happening.
knocking these boys out in sparring, both the brothers, which are definitely bigger than he was. Errol Spence was making them quit probably in the fucking ring, and they don't want to talk about it. And that's why he had high praises of the dude. Errol he had a lot going for him, but he fucked himself up with the alcohol and the car crash.
The alcohol, the car crash, and the Crawford beating didn't help.
And then and the Crawford beating at the end, bro. Like that's the icing on the top to the cake. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, but I think he might still have enough to beat someone like Tszyu that's also broken down. You know, they're both broken in a way, but I think he has his skill set is probably if his reflexes aren't completely shot, and the way he fights his style, he might beat Tszyu. Who knows? Maybe even Terrence Crawford believes that he can beat Tszyu. Terrence is riding with Errol, not because I'm assuming it's because he's black too, but it doesn't really matter. I think Errol still fucking has what it takes.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's a very compelling fight, Errol Spence versus Tszyu, just based on the fact that we don't know what Spence has left. I mean, when he steps in there against Tszyu, he's gonna have been out of the ring for over 2 years, and some people can point to the fact that he came back after the car crash without a tune-up and took on a very durable Danny Garcia, and I certainly had a lot of questions going into it too, because the Garcia, okay, he's not the biggest puncher out there, especially at welterweight, but he could crack with those hooks of his. I mean, not for nothing, but Adrian Granados went the distance against Broner and Sean Porter. They couldn't put a dent on him. Didn't want to, by the way. They clinched their way to a boring decision. But Danny Garcia ended up knocking the crap out of Granados. So evidently, he could still crack a 147. And although he did stun Spence in there a little bit, it was mostly Spence managing to outwork him for 12 rounds. So, but that was so long ago now. If you think about it, and that was before.
He was having a hard time coming back because he couldn't make the weight. You can clearly see now they're having a catch weight of what 158. He's having a hard time cutting the weight because being off for long and then eating and gaining weight and shit. It's gonna be difficult to come back from that point. After a beatdown that Terrence gave him.
I mean, the
He really
guys,
fucked up.
Fundora
He
managed to beat. What's his name? Murtazaliev knocked the crap out of Tszyu, but he's a big puncher, 154. I don't think Spence is at 154. And then Fundora, I mean, he's a Nephilim in there. 6 feet 5 inches or more taller than that, 154. I mean, it was just a string of bad luck too, in part, bad luck, misfortune for Tszyu. But whenever he does, he's on point. I mean, the guy's got good punch selection. He pushes his opponents back. I think it's going to be a war because neither guy's going to be backing off. Neither guy's going to be back foot bitching it. So I think it's actually going to be a more entertaining fight than expected. But the big question, of course, is where is Errol Spence at right now physically? Can he absorb the punches? And then on top of that, on the other side of the spectrum, we have Jermell Charlo. I mean, not on the other side of the spectrum, but on the other side of the sphere, rather. Similar matchup between Fundora and Jermell Charlo. Apparently, that's what they're working on. As Chief would say, they're getting rid of that PBC inventory, the old inventory in Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo. And if those guys win, then hey, I think maybe PBC would be happy keeping some old names in there. But yeah, man, I think that the hope for them is that they want to put in Fundora against Tszyu again. I don't know. No, I don't think that's the plan, but it's interesting matchups.
I mean, I like it. I like these fights, believe it or not. I mean, I want to see them go get knocked out and right off in the sunset.
I don't know if do you think Fundora can stop Jermell Charlo?
I mean, he should, yeah.
Because Charlo's always been pretty durable.
Yeah, but after that,
Hold on. Let Frank.
Oh no, I mean, just saying. I mean, just the way he looks, he talks. He looks like he's not there. I mean, he talks really really out of place. Like he's not really, concerned with boxing.
Mm-hmm. Think you might be onto something there, Frank.
You're getting me excited. Don't do that. I don't want to talk faster than this.
Hey, speaking of that, yeah, Jermell Charlo there the other day that we were watching a video of him complaining about Derrick James, and it looked like Jermell was very hyped up, very amped up, and might have been on I don't know, he was stimulated, if you know what I mean, highly stimulated. So who knows what he was on. Shout out to Al Cuerpo for his contribution with the super chat. Shout out to Al Cuerpo who has reestablished his membership program. Oh no, actually he's bought that membership program. Shout out to him. Shout out to Al Cuerpo.
Is this the one he called El Body?
That's right, el body, yeah. That body, yeah. To the body. Al Cuerpo means to the body.
To the body, okay. Oh, El Cuerpo. Okay, got you.
Yeah, not
I
El Cuerpo.
Al Cuerpo. Jefe.
I might have said El Cuerpo in the beginning. Maybe I misspoke. Al Cuerpo means a different thing. And shout out to him for joining the membership program. He's one of the initiated now. And we'll be doing the rituals sooner rather than later. Al Cuerpo, we need to fit you in there. That's all I got. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go?
I'm rooting for Errol Spence to beat Tszyu. That's what I'm going to say.
There you go.
I hope Benavidez fight Opataya and becomes lineal cruiserweight champion.
If he does that, he is unstoppable, let me tell you. But we'll see what happens, man.
Let's hope let's hope that Tszyu doesn't murder Errol Spence.
Can you say that on YouTube nowadays? I don't know. I think people frown upon
intentionally. He's just trying to pick the opposite.
Accidentally kills him.
Well, you guys say on the live.
Yeah, I just realized, Fu, you sounded very low. I hope you didn't sound like that throughout the show, but you sound kind of low.
Yeah, hopefully not. I thought I thought I had the audio all the way out with that.
Fu has. I'm not gonna say exactly what he has, but he told me he's got quite a setup when it comes to audio. I think maybe even better than mine, and yet he sounds very low when he comes in here. It's insane.
What the hell? Yeah, because I'm looking at the audio there, and it's going to peak if I bring it up a little more. It's
I have a feeling.
It's this Discord, man. I despise this
technology, bro.
I despise this Discord.
I have a feeling Fu is in the audio-visual industry for some reason.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he does the graphics for porn movies. Might have been on some of the ones I worked on. Yeah, but I'll say this, man.
I saw you in there.
Can you put it up for Benavidez? Because I want to say the last time a lot more. Benavidez, stop ducking better, Biff.
Oh, wait a minute. You're gonna get some flack for that.
Don't be scared, homie. Don't be scared, homie. That's the real monster. If you want to get the throne of being a monster, actually slay the monster. There's only one monster in the entirety of the sport.
The monster.
Have you heard of the monster? Let's watch the monster.
The monster's kind of injured. It's time for you to take his throne. Take the monster.
He's a little monster.
All right. Well, listen, hey, don't forget this Saturday only, we got Wardley versus Dubois, and indeed, like I said, we started a poll, and 61% of the people picking Wardley. The bookies have him as a 2-1 favorite. I think they're so okay. Fu, so you clearly disagree with that one.
They're very high on him, aren't they? You know that guy was losing that fight very clearly.
Which fight?
And that the fight he just had versus Parker.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was losing very clearly, and then he's got he's got the dog, right? He's got a little bit like a British.
He's got that dog.
A little bit, but that stoppage was absolute beep shit.
I like how you beep yourself before the actually cursing. What's the matter with you?
I bleep bull. I said, beep.
There you go. I got you.
Wait.
I'm curious, FUTV, how many rounds did you give Fabio? How many rounds did you give Fabio? It's going to be 1 or 2.
I don't remember that. I don't remember. I just know that he was losing the fight very clearly.
Remember, go back.
Parker.
Remember,
Parker was on his way to win that. And then they're like, you blocked all his punches, but it's over. He's done it.
Mufasa's here to tell you.
I'm telling you, Dubois coming in there. He's angry.
Okay, so hold on, just real quick. Fu, you're picking Dubois, right? That's what you said.
Yes.
Gypsy.
I just said stoppage by Wardley in. He's not gonna probably make it after 7 rounds.
Because you gotta note something before you guys got here. Frank was saying that Gypsy is somehow rooting because he's very high on Wardley, Gypsy. So Frank was trying to say, well, wait a minute, maybe what's the angle here from Gypsy? Why is he bigging up Wardley so much? And Frank suspects that it has something to do with Tyson Fury. That somehow he wants to tie Wardley's success to Tyson Fury. And I'm
thinking, is it because Dubois beat AJ, so it would make Dubois look worse?
Look, I'm not even looking at that, bro. I'm not. You just brought it up.
Well, now you are.
Shit, yeah, well, now I am. I was thinking about that shit, bro. Now I am. I mean, but I was just looking at the fact that Daniel's a quitter, bro. Like,
that's why I brought up the dog. I brought up the dog because he does have a tendency to kind of break down, but he is a dirty mother beeper. He really, I think he's gonna be dirty as beep in this one. And he's a rough guy, and he could punch. And I think
But Fabio's the A side, right? Is Fabio's the A side in this, right?
Fabio got leaky guard. That's the thing, man. You can't have that kind of leaky guard versus Dubois. I mean, he's gonna hit you with that. He's gonna hit you with that tard strength.
Yeah,
he's gonna.
I know that Wardley is the favorite. I have a feeling Dubois is gonna knock him out, man.
That's what I think. That's what I'm saying. Do you see that guy hitting that heavy bag, bro? He's hitting like a 300-pound heavy. Dude, you see him hitting that fucking heavy bag? He's wearing MMA gloves. He's hitting this like 300-pound bag, and he's making the shit go all over the place.
That's not MMA.
He's come there to kill this guy. Well,
those are not MMA gloves.
Well, 4-ounce gloves.
You know what, BDA? You didn't say shit. I'm canceling my membership, BDA.
He's
you didn't
kill this
talk
guy.
once about Jaime Munguia, a champion.
I know, but we had so much to talk about. We had to recap the Inoue Nakatani thing which we didn't cover, and then we got into it for 50 minutes.
BDA.
Well, listen, I mean, Munguia is an ugly motherfucker, so why if I ignore him, the better, man. I don't want to subject that image to. No, but I mean, we'll talk about it in the next show, I suppose. Okay. Especially seeing what happens. Hey, by the way, Resendiz does indeed. That's what they always talk about in the 3 knockdown rule. He does look a lot like Mario Lopez.
Yeah,
a young Mario Lopez.
He's AC Slater.
AC Slater. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, I'm gonna pull it off. I'm on a new level. No, I just
look. He fought like Zach. He fought like Zach on Friday.
I was gonna say I'm gonna pick Daniel getting knocked out in the 5th round. How about that?
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna go sharp as hell with 5th round.
Wardley's too wild, man. He's gonna eat a freaking overhand.
He's gonna go. He's wild and fucking.
He's too wild.
You know what they say about girls going wild, man.
You know what? I can't wait for this fight now because I want to see what happens afterwards between Gypsy and Fu. I'm really looking forward to it now because Fu, not for nothing, Fu, but I heard you caught a little flack for the Resendiz Munguia fight because you picked Resendiz. And people were giving you flack over at La Taqueria because you kept saying that, Resendiz, if he would do this and that, he would win. And you weren't giving any credit to Munguia. That's what I heard.
No, I've given Munguia credit for a long time.
I'm taking a chance by saying 5th round, but I just feel like it might be later.
I was telling them before. I was telling them before that thing that Munguia's not done because everyone's saying he's shot. I'm like, dude, he's not even like 30 years old yet, is he?
I don't.
Hey, you did that already. Tim Bradley was saying it was suspicious. Didn't you do that on Sunday?
Yeah, I thought that was
how he was saying Munguia is suspicious because the win.
He is disgusting.
I think Bucho covered that. Yeah.
That Tim Bradley's fucking gross, man.
Tim Bradley is a weirdo, bro.
Yeah, but there's nothing suspicious
There was
about
nothing.
38-year-old Crawford going up in weight. Yeah, nothing. weird
Exactly.
there,
They
Tim
pick and
Bradley.
choose who they want to accuse of PEDs. That's bizarre,
Did you
man.
guys see that picture of the thumbnail of Timmy Bradley's channel where he's saying, I'm torn, I can't pick between Nakatani and Inoue. And yeah, he was like looking like he was getting off of bed or something. It looked like he was actually torn, if you know what I mean.
All right. I don't know where you're going with this, and I don't want to know.
Usyk versus Shakur.
Bro,
I got Shakur.
Bro,
All right.
PDA, just post that up, bro. Just post it up. It doesn't. I want your opinion. I mean, like the title on the bottom.
So I gotta go to Tim Bradley's channel, is what you're saying?
Just check it out. You don't have to.
I'm asking you what I have to do because I don't know what you're talking about. So I got you. Just yes or no.
Yeah. Go to his channel.
Oh, I just saw it.
Just put down torn, and he's like coming off the pillow. Or something, bro. It looks so weird.
Wait, are you talking about the latest thumbnail or which thumbnail?
Yeah, before the fight took place, before the Japanese fight took place.
Okay, let me see.
He's coming off the pillow, and he's torn.
Into the storm, into the storm, Inoue versus Nakatani. I don't see anything that says torn. Oh, okay, I saw it. Yeah. Let me put it up.
Put it up.
Sharing the screen with you guys here. The one the one there that says I am torn.
You can zoom it. I don't know which. Yeah, there you go, like that one, but without him playing the. Is that it? Oh, he changed it. Oh, did he change it?
No. It's because I zoomed. No. It's because I zoomed in. There he goes. The one on the right.
No, that's not it, bro.
It says I am torn.
It's not that one, bro. It's not the one. There was a picture. He changed the image because it looks so gay, bro.
Okay, wait. Are you talking? Are you talking about this one? Because this is the last one he put. This one on the left.
No. It's him like coming out of the fucking bed, bro. Like he has like his head is on the pillow and he's I don't know. He's either he's kind of like that, but that's the thumbnail. But hasn't got a smile on his face and shit and everything.
You know, fool.
Like Crawford. Shit ever. Oh, I should have took a snap of it, man. Fuck.
Here it looks like he's wearing a hospital gown. Look at that. He looks like he's in the hospital. You see that blue thing there? It looks like he's. Oh, he covers women's boxing too now.
100% X.
Yeah, I can find it on my side. Wait a minute.
Wait, why'd you say about 100% X?
He's in the asylum with 100%
X. You know when you go to the insane asylum and the people are just wandering around, just dragging their feet, looking at the ground. That's. Are you saying?
I got in contact with
man.
Hey, Fu and BDA. I got in contact with 100% X.
Nah, really?
Yeah. He texted me back, but he's on some crazy rant because I haven't talked to him in like years. He said, "Oh, did you see that Elon Musk stole my name? That he's suing him for X." Like nobody takes
like X from me. I created it. I created the letter X.
Everybody stole.
No. People do steal stuff. They do.
Bro,
I'm not gonna come out and say he stole the letter X.
Timothy Bradley changed that fucking picture of him for the tour because it looks so homo, bro. It's like him coming out with a smile on his face like a 40-year-old virgin.
I'm surprised that he's doing Photoshop. He's probably actually doing the Photoshop images for that shit. Right? No AI for him.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah. Look at that Tim Bradley using
I'm here to tell it like it is, like I always do. Last Saturday night, I was dead, chilling with my brother Wilder, pulling for my nigga, pulling for my brother. The black Superman, the real Superman.
Hey, 100. I had to pause it. 100% X likes to takes a lot of pauses. Every time he speaks, he's like,
he does. I told you.
I don't. I'm here.
That's the same way DMX raps, right? He has those big pauses.
Right.
Where is he from? What hood is he from? Memphis? Where is he from?
No. He's from Queens.
Jamaica, Queens.
Jamaica, Queens. Yeah.
So I apologize, man. I hope you pulled through. LP, low place. Me and you had our differences, but I saw you crying and shit. And that shit broke my heart.
Stop being
See another brother cry like you.
All right, so see, 100% X, he cares about the community. He spreads the love. Talking about Low Place, who was crying after that was, I forget that the day Fury fought Wilder the first time. That was the same day that what's his name? Adonis Stevenson fought Gvozdyk, and Gvozdyk almost killed him. It's interesting. That fight took place at about 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or something like that.
Yeah, it was something to that. Yeah, I remember.
That was weird, man, because usually, I mean, I guess they didn't want to compete with Fury Wilder, even though it wasn't that big a fight, but I suspect they felt it was bigger, but that was interesting. You know, Montreal sort of kind of gone down because we haven't had a big fight at the Bell Center. Well, it's not called the Bell. Yeah, no, what's it called nowadays? Yeah, the Bell Center. Everything that we see in Canada right now, in Quebec rather, is in small casinos, like with those Lazy Glaciers recently. So we need some Canadian superstars, man, because I'm getting after Pascal and all those dudes. That was a golden era of Quebec boxing, and we got nothing.
You got a Canadian Russian superstar. His name is Benavidez. You gotta have to.
Yeah, but he doesn't fight anymore. He doesn't fight here, so nobody gives a. Anyway, the point is.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You bring up a good point. Everyone, I was talking about how there's no money to be made with Beterbiev, but if he would have fought often here in Quebec, he would have become a superstar. I mean, here in boxing in Quebec, they love boxing. And Lucien Bute was from Romania, and he was the biggest star for a while here. Not a native Quebecer. So you're right, man. I forgot about that. That Beterbiev was actually fighting here for a while.
Well, Benavidez is so known, like GSP, the Canadian MMA fighter.
Sure.
Legend. He knows him. There's a lot of people that know that guy. There's guys from the MMA community know who Benavidez is.
That's right.
They know fucking like nobody. They know who this guy is. He's a dangerous fucking dude, and Benavidez doesn't even want to mention his fucking name, bro. It's like, oh, the third guy I'm gonna fight after I fight Bivol and Jai Opataya, then I'll fight Beterbiev. Like, get the fuck, bro.
All right. Well, listen, we gotta go here. Too much swearing here, but I want to give a big shout out to Fu. That's the real Fu TV. Recognize the Matrix, Gypsy Boxing, Boxing with Frank Bay. Go check out Boxing with Frank Bay's channel. He just did a episode earlier today, so go check it out. Always interesting to hear.
I didn't think Bay had a channel. You got to put that in the side chat. It's not good.
Yeah, man.
He has open panels. Anybody can jump in as long as they don't act weird and start talking about killing people. Graping people. No, what am I talking about? Graping and grundering people. You should be okay. But yeah, Boxing with Frank.
That's all I do. How can I not talk about
Exactly. There you go. But yeah, so Boxing with Frank Bay. Don't forget to check out the Real Food TV. There's only one Fu, and that's Fu, the Real Food TV. Go check out his channel. When are you going? Are you going live anytime soon, Fu, or just to let the people know?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know what time is it. Maybe I'll play a game or something.
You sound very disorganized. It's like, maybe I might go, I might not. Who cares?
I mean, I didn't have anything planned for today.
Okay.
Sometimes I just I'll play a couple of games.
Well, anytime you do go live with some, especially the doom scrolling, those are always fantastic shows, man. So go check out the Real Food TV, Boxing with Frank Bay. Go check out 100% Access channel, even though he hasn't posted in over 6 years or thereabouts. Always good to check out the classics. And yeah, that's about it. Shout out to everybody who donated with the super chat. Shout out to all of you guys who joined us here in the chat. I'm talking about the Chilean distributor, Lil Mac, Tyson Punch-Out, Skull Kid, Baron Evola, Rapax Trucking Company, 10-4, one of the initiated, Impala, Rafael. Who else we had here? Sean Rain, Johnny Blaze, King KO the Great, Tu Matador, Al Cuerpo, Low Key. Who else we had here? The Lunatic Libertarian, Jin Ryu. And if I forgot anybody, Champy, can't forget the Champy. Sean Rain, yes, and if I forgot anybody, Phil Miles, shout out to you. If I forgot anybody, Grim Reaper, Round